we're just gonna talk about paninis during the whole stream now.
Yep. What is this character's name? This character's name is Panini. Panini.
I mean, I've run dumber games, so.
Hey, has anybody played Roll for Shoes?
Is that
Never heard of that?
same?
Nope.
So it looks like it could. I mean, it's very much a. It kind of reminds me of a little bit of Fiasco as far as like the play style.
Oh my goodness.
You do roll dice, but you just roll. You roll. So your character starts off with one skill, and it's do anything one. And whatever that skill level is how many dice you roll. If you roll a 6, you succeed and you gain a skill specific to what you were doing at one level higher. Right? So you try to climb a fence and you roll a 6, you then get climb fence 2. And then basically as the game goes on, it just gets progressively weirder because you're doing these more specific things and you're getting these like very specific skill sets. And you can always turn a 1 or a fail roll, you can turn into a 6, not for the success, but only for getting that new skill.
That sounds awesome. It sounds delightfully strange.
I'm looking at the rules on rollforshoes.com, and it is strange.
Like that is the entirety of the rule book is like a note card. Like that's it. That's the rules.
Oh, that's another game I was thinking about running for in October. It takes a child to raise a village.
Oh yeah.
Raise, R-A-Z-E, and basically it's a one-page RPG. And basically the premise is everybody's a cultist, and you successfully completed the ritual, and you raised the Antichrist or whatever, and it's a child, and you have to like keep the child happy, or else, and it's like. It's a weird little one-page game, but this Roll for Shoes sounds awesome.
I mean, I don't know if it would work. I mean, it would probably work fine over Discord or whatever, but like, definitely seems like an in-person like
scenarios.
Yeah. I bought 10 candles during the pandemic because I was lonely, and I was like, one day I'll be able to play this. Sad trombone.
Wants to do a D&D game where everyone has to play. Everyone's character is like one of the weird acts from Eurovision.
We keep threatening Casey that the next time he runs Talos, we're gonna run Talos Rock City, and we're all just gonna play bards.
Yeah.
Wait, has everyone here seen Give That Wolf a Banana? Okay.
Never heard of that one.
Yeah, we're gonna need to do this. Second copy. And
Chris, I had to explain. So you sent the video for I Can Only Count to 4. I had to like explain to Jen, like what, because she hadn't seen she's not connected to pop culture in any way. So I was like, it's making fun of this other song, and it's a whole okay. She thought it was funny, but like.
Wait, what joke did you have to explain?
I Can Only Count to 4.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Because she didn't know bodies.
She's never heard the other. Yeah, okay, fair.
It's like the exact opposite of the kind of music she likes to listen to. She doesn't like screaming music, so that's definitely rates. All right, I'll have to look at this later.
Yeah, this is gonna make your life. This will improve the quality of your life, Steven. It's fine.
Well,
right.
Lord knows I can use that. So, all right, let's get started. Who wants to give the recap?
I can do it.
I can do it.
Do it. Put your back into it.
It's not that kind of game, Case.
I feel like we take away the recaps from Bobby in this specific game, he'll be very upset.
No, it's fine. You're welcome to do it. I mean,
Dude, I don't remember what happened yesterday, let alone 8 years ago or whenever I played this game last.
It's all right.
I know what happened last time.
That's because she's taking
cured myself. I remember
notes.
that.
Yep.
Well, I'll let you know
Okay.
if you mess anything up, Yvonne.
Yeah, you can do that. You might have to fill.
No, and we avoided a combat.
We avoided a combat.
because-
Yes.
Basically, because I cured myself.
Potentially. We don't know how we avoided the
Yeah,
combat
I don't
exactly. All right. The race to the cure for Al and Nave was underway, and although Justice and I were unable to make a deal with her mother, Nave knew that sometimes you had to pay the blood price for what you wanted. So he did, followed by taking over Al watch duty to keep the fool boy from accidentally speeding along his untimely demise, and also helping him write a letter to his mother, while he waited to cash his paycheck at the bank, which led to the first shock of the day. Turned out that Al is newer money than Carter Dubois, and it didn't take long for that shark of an orc to try to talk him out of his newly discovered fortune. He tried once while the rest of us were meeting the second creepiest twins I can remember, then again as he turned over the documents we were requesting, then more brazenly as his daughter tried to give us a tour of the grounds. Things got weird, as they sometimes do with our committee, so we decided to give the lass some space. It seemed like she had some feelings about visiting Andor, but got awfully uncomfortable as we discussed those. And that's the recap. That's where we left off. We started heading back to the inn.
All right, gain inspiration, Bob.
Thank you.
Your attention to detail is a little bit lacking, but we'll give you a B- on that one.
Oh, snap! B-.
Wow. B-.
Oof.
It's satisfactory for now.
Something extra credit. Something.
Why should I give you extra credit if you haven't done the credit?
Oh. Damn, Professor Sullivan just showed up. Doc Sullivan is here. She is
Jesus.
unimpressed. Like that, yes. Sorry, you have the same last name as my daughter's friend, so no, my daughter's like, not anymore. This cannot be coincidence. Like, well, it can, though.
Yeah. As it turns out, Sullivans, there's a fucking lot of them. Anyway.
Like to multiply.
All right, yeah, very good. I don't actually remember where we left off last time.
We left off leaving. So we paused at coming back in from the side of the watchtower into the town, and you said that seems like a good place to stop it for today.
Like we
So
were
we
being
were-
ambushed again.
Well, maybe. I mean, if Steve really wants to get that combat that he's been denied in.
Well, as a reminder, so the clocks that we filled out, unwanted attention is maxed out today. An unexpected lead is almost there. Almost. Very close. Alright, but in the meantime,
we have unwanted attention from something. I feel like the Varg wheels were unwanted attention, so I feel like that should have reset that whole clock.
You can feel that.
you can feel anything you want, Bob. Your emotions are valid, and I respect them.
Good.
Now go fuck yourself.
I think we had a lot of unwanted attention last game, but
We did.
let's find out what kind of unwanted attention this clock is associated with.
Oh, thing won't finish loading.
There it goes.
Alright,
Mine
it
got
might do it
there.
eventually. Yeah, this one's always slow. It's because I'm further geographically than you two are.
I'm sure that's what it is.
Well, Bob and
Mine's
Grace
still loading.
Mine's still
Still
loading.
loading.
As well. Still loading.
just jamming. In the meantime,
Steve, have you heard of the preload function?
no.
If you right click on one of your scenes on the top,
Oh, preload scene. Look at that.
so you can load it before you switch to it. Thank you.
Is that Anna?
Yeah, that was in.
Oh, hi Anna.
Hi, Anna.
Hi, Anna.
Your camera is in a weird spot.
I know.
His camera is in a weird spot. Agreed.
You have to like look here and then look here.
Yeah, but then when you're looking at them, you're like looking off into the distance.
You know, but then I
We
look
like
when
that though. It's like that. He's got that Byronic poetry,
And
you
I'm
know,
like-
sort of like staring off into the sunset.
If he like gives a monologue, it looks
Casey, monologue now. Go.
Yeah, monologue now.
Monologue. Monologue.
Speech, speech.
Yes, in character, of course. Al giving a dramatic speech.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That'd be amazing.
something about pastries, I'm sure.
It's happening now.
You
I
have
don't know when.
homes, and we have homes.
Hey, that was a great speech.
That was certainly one of the speeches. Of all time.
One of the great speeches of all time. I'm glad to hear you say it.
It was
Steve.
one of the speeches of all time. Okay. So, as you round the watchtower and head into town, nothing happens. You know, I still don't get ambushed.
Yeah, we didn't think so.
Aw.
You
Still
weren't
not
cool
feeling
with us.
super great, but I'm trying to keep up a chipper attitude.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're still cursed.
He is still cursed because someone, after being so self-sacrificial, decided to drink the potion first.
Yeah, I love that Nate was
Well-
like, no matter what happens, make sure Al gets the potion first. Now, if you'll
No,
excuse
that's not
me,
what I
I'll
said.
get my
I
shit
said
fixed.
it's very. I did not say that no matter what happened. I never said that. I just said that it's more likely that Al was going to get cured.
Kyle's sense of self-preservation kicked in at just the right moment.
Yeah.
Or he was planning that all along. He's like, don't worry, Al, you focus on this potion. When he actually knew he was going to get the other one.
Don't
No,
worry,
I
Al.
honestly
We
didn't
got
think.
you.
I
We
didn't
see
think
you,
about
Nave.
trading blood until basically right when. Well, maybe a little bit before I actually did it, but
Hold on a second. What's happening?
I don't know.
I'll be right back.
So Bob died.
Bobby just got raptured. That's weird.
What's weird is that his computer came with him.
Well, you know, has that computer committed any sins? No.
I mean, we don't know
And
that.
it says right there, Matthew 14, verse 38.
Wow.
Okay. That was
Your computer goes with you.
Oh.
Thou sayest the Lord.
And lo,
what?
saith Jesus, deleteth mine search history. All right, there, Bob.
I thought you got raptured. Bob.
Yeah, no, I didn't get raptured. I'm still here.
Yeah.
I just got a Discord call from Alex, and that is like way far afield from any way that Alex would normally communicate with me. So I
Accident.
was like, this is an emergency. I will be right back. I don't know
It was a
why
butt
he's
dial.
using this medium. I don't know if it was butt dial or not, but I answered and I was like, yo, everything okay? Silence. Like, okay, you have fun doing what you're doing. It's like,
But
butt dial.
he sent me
Discord butt dial.
he sent me a tabletop simulator invite one time. I was like, I'm pretty sure this is a mistake. Did you mean to do this? He's like, no, I'm trying to figure out how to do this with my dad. I'm like, oh, okay. That sounds more likely. All right. So what was the plan, guys? You guys have the documentation from Carter Dubois. You managed to.
We also have another thing to check on, Steve, that we let slide because we got distracted by the bar wheels. But there should be a translated book for us. 2 copies of a translated book for us from some halflings, I believe.
Shouldn't the, I think it should be ready. Shouldn't the paperwork that we went to that one guy that I forgot his name?
Twigs?
Twigs. Well, he was supposed to like get paperwork on the Dubois.
We got, so we got
Did you get
paperwork
that
from the
already?
Dubois. We're going to get paperwork from Twigs, and
Yes.
probably we're going to cross-reference those.
Yes.
And we have the book. And so we've got a number of paperwork-related tasks to take care of. But we also have Al, who has a meeting with the coroner. Before he has a
One
meeting with the
way
coroner.
or the other.
Exactly.
Can we go check with the coroner and see if there's anything we can do to help? Or is she like sleeping?
No,
It's a-
she
it's
just
a
has
time
to.
thing.
It's a time thing because it's when she prepares her spells.
Okay.
And she prepares her spells in the evening or something like that.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
So
So just waiting game for me.
it's a waiting game until until the evening, and then it's can you cure Al or is he gonna die?
Yeah.
And I did promise that I would kill you before your head pops off.
That's true.
Thank you.
Mhm.
You know,
That
the one
is
thing...
a promise that I will uphold, just for you. I wouldn't do it for anybody else, but just for you, Al.
The one thing I'm a little bit surprised about, I say as we're flying / walking back toward the inn. It's not nighttime yet, right?
No, it's still pretty early actually. Like,
Okay.
it's not that late in the day. We'll say it's like around noonish. Like,
It's been about, 2 hours since you found out you were, or 3 hours since you found out you were, in a good way financially, and Justice's mother hasn't showed up yet, which is surprising to me.
Why would her mother show up?
She has an eye for a deal.
Oh, that's good. That's a nice.
Yeah, it is. It's a great skill. Don't look at me that way, Justice. You know it's true.
Well, I mean, she's in a business of selling goods and stuff,
Mhm.
right? So
Yeah, and you're in a market to buy, right? But sadly,
I don't know if I have anything I need to buy except for that pastry over there.
there you go. Go for it. Live your best life right now, Al. It might be your last.
I do that. I go and buy a pastry.
Okay, you buy a pastry.
Yeah.
It is from a
Actually,
gentleman.
I buy one, and then I look back at the party, and I buy everybody a pastry.
Oh,
Oh.
big spender! Look at you. Everybody, you get a greasy sausage in a bun.
Oh, it's a meat pastry. I see.
No, it's a meat pie.
Yeah.
Yum.
Sausages in a bun.
Sausage roll. Sausage roll.
Yeah, toad in a
Sausage
hole.
Toad in a hole. Okay.
That's different.
I hand them out one by one.
Thanks, Al.
It's amazing that the sausage seems overcooked and yet the pastry seems undercooked. You're not exactly sure how the proprietor managed that, but it's
I can tell you how. They're British. Can't cook for shit.
oh
Roast-
dear.
Take
Savage
that,
Kyle.
British Twitch viewers.
Take that, Boris
In your
Johnson.
face.
None of
Yeah.
them.
All zero of them. I think the only viewer right now is Casey.
It's me.
It's
I'm just
Casey.
trying to keep an eye on Steve. Make sure there's no shenanigans.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, good.
I'll put my phone over.
I honestly don't care. Like, you find secret information, Casey, you're welcome to it for all the good it's gonna do you. Literally do not care. So here's a fun story about DMing that I learned a couple of years ago. So a couple of years ago, Kev got me a copy of like the collector's edition Core 3 players or D&D books. Like really nice, and it came with a really nice DM screen. Now in person, I never ran with a DM screen ever. Like just because I never wanted to buy one. Like I didn't really want to pony up the cash for it, ironically, because I spend a bunch of money on stupid books I never use. But two, I just like they always kind of got in the way. I was like, I don't know. So I always just played straight. I just like rolled out on the table open. And a lot of DMs use like the screens to like fudge rules, and I literally never did. I was just like, no, the dice roll their way, it's fine. But I had this really nice DM screen all of a sudden, and it just like had all these charts with all this information that I could use to reference things really quickly. It was wonderful. So I used it. I pulled that and I used it. You would not believe the amount of shit I got from Casey and Mace and Kev, like, and Kyle. Everybody was like, "Oh yeah, I wonder if that was a legit roll." Like, what the fuck? Like they were.
Well, your history of being dishonest with rolls, Steven. Your 20-year history of lying about your rolls.
In our defense, Steve, have you
25
ever
years.
seen your face? Exactly.
Motherfuckers. Yeah. Anyway, so I used the screen for literally one game, and then I put it away, and because everybody's just like they did not like it. They did not like it.
I have no memory of this.
You were probably.
I
too
just
whiskey.
remember you were rolling really well all of a sudden.
Yeah, Steve's not gonna lie.
Seems unlikely, but all right. Anyway, I thought that was just like a fun like. So what the fuck's happening? Oh, I've never used a screen before. They don't know what to do. Like, all right, I guess I'm putting this away then. Anyway, so what was the first thing you guys were going to do
After the
Apparently
meeting?
eat this mediocre pastry.
after you eat the meat?
Yeah, after we eat the mediocre pastry, I think we were heading back to the inn to deal with some of the some of the various paperwork tasks. We got to find a nice outdoor space where Al can sit to help with this.
You want me to help with this?
We got to find a nice outdoor space where we can keep an eye on Al while we do this.
I don't know if you want to get. It's still raining, right?
Oh, is it still raining?
It is not raining right now.
Yeah, I thought it cleared up while we were in the meeting with.
Yeah, with Dubois, it cleared out.
I'll help by clearing a patio table and wiping it down.
Okay.
Perfect.
That's how I'm helping.
So as you guys, what the hell? There it is. Kind of head through town. Yeah, you get to the inn without a problem, but you notice there's a lot of. It's like middle of the workday, but you notice there's a lot of halflings kind of lingering around the temple.
Huh. Maybe there's a service going on.
What's everybody's passive insight?
Not great. 12.
Inside.
Yeah, I'm proficient in insight, but
Also 12.
very nice. Are you also proficient, or you just have a higher wisdom than I do?
Yeah, I'm also proficient.
My
Damn, nice.
passive insight is 14.
Oh, fun.
Where here's it's supposed to be.
On your character
passive
sheet?
is, Justice, your passive insight is 16. So
Oh, Jesus.
Damn.
Okay.
Where is that?
it's just 10 plus your insight modifier plus your so.
I'm supposed to map it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm
You just look at
supposed to know
insight,
it.
and you're
Yes.
like,
Insight
actually, you know
plus
what?
10.
It's in parentheses next to wisdom plus 2.
Yeah.
It is.
All of your passive things
Yeah, it says
are in that
insight,
gray
wisdom,
parentheses.
your modifier, and then in parentheses it has your passive. So that's pretty nice, actually. So yeah, your passive is
See that now?
16.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
yeah, so Knave and Justice, you guys smell trouble. Like this is a nascent riot. They're kind of gathered. They're largely gathered outside the temple, but there's also like a large gathering outside over here, which you're not 100% sure because you haven't confirmed it yet, but that's generally kind of where Sheriff Bones went the other day. So you're guessing that's kind of like where the sheriff's office is.
Is anybody standing outside the temple? Like any of like the knights or?
No, there's no.
Okay.
Nobody's. The doors to the front doors to the temple are closed, which you don't know if that's normal or not, but.
Yeah.
But you do remember that when they had trouble, they went to the temple first to for resolution.
Mm-hmm.
They did, and as an insight check for you guys, Knave and Justice will both make this. That's also very interesting that when people are looking for help, the first person they went to was the Patriarch. They did not go to the Baroness. Like, they did not appeal to local. So, a point of order, I'll explain this. I should have explained this earlier, but I'm going to explain it now. So the Sheriff and the Baroness, technically the Sheriff does not work for the Baroness. A Sheriff is an agent of the Crown. So technically he works for the Queen. The Baroness has her own thing going on, which you guys... Usually the Sheriff works with the local authorities. So you imagine there's usually some like interweaving there.
Mm-hmm.
Intermarriage between local authority and it's kind of like FBI versus local law enforcement. It's not uncommon for towns, especially prosperous towns like MILLWATER, to have a sheriff, largely to keep things in order. And also as tax people, you know that the sheriff is oftentimes used to collect local taxes. Though in this case, it's a little bit varied because this MILLWATER's a little irregular. So anyway, but yes, you know that there are halflings are here. It's not just halflings, but it's mostly, we'll say it's like 95% halflings. A couple of scattered humans, like a dwarf, but largely halflings congregating in front of the temple and also out front of this place. People with a passive perception of 15 or higher. I don't know who you are, just let me know.
I think that's just.
I think it's still Knave and Justice, probably.
No, you said 15. Mine's a 14. So.
Okay, so Justice.
Oh, just Knave. Or just Justice.
Yeah, so Justice, you notice that there are several people in the crowd. Look like they've got the makings for some arson.
All
Like-
right, I'm
like the-
gonna immediately point that out so we can keep an eye.
Oh,
So,
really?
like, do they look like they are actively plotting, or just that they have the equipment to potentially start some
So this is a powder keg.
Halflings.
Like, it's not. They're not ready to start shit, but they're waiting. It just seems like everybody's waiting. Everybody's waiting for something, and you know that the wrong answer is gonna start fires. But you don't really know exactly what's going on. I mean, you can guess what's going on, but people are very upset.
Are you sure they're not waiting for midday service? I mean, that brunch was delightful. No?
Well,
Okay.
I mean,
Last time you brought a Molotov cocktail to service.
Good point.
Is it a feast day or?
Right. I mean, cocktail. Yeah.
Well,
well, I see we have two courses of action, and either of them feel appropriate. I'll put it to a vote. Option A, get involved, even though we've been explicitly told by the sheriff to stay out of their business. Probably that involves going up to talk to the patriarch again. Option B, we keep our noses out of this issue, and we go get our work done.
How many people are there,
Good question.
approximately?
It's probably like 36 people.
Okay.
So before we vote, should we stand up and say a piece for our positions so that we get the opportunity to share all pertinent information and make the most educated decision?
I mean, if we keep it brief, sure. This looks, this looks pressing.
I think the best course of action is to let local authorities handle this until they can't.
Al?
Well, local authorities, if they start coming in, they'll probably be cracking skulls. Not gonna lie. I mean, that's 101 in the crowd control handbook.
So, I mean, I'm inferring here a little, but are you saying that you think we should get ourselves involved sooner to protect the local populace from the local authorities? Did I catch that? Did I interpret Al correctly?
Well, I was just thinking, if they're here around the church, maybe we can go talk to father. What's his name?
Patriarch, gotcha.
Patriarch. Maybe he can
Alright.
help calm the situation.
All right, Justice, you're a tiebreaker. Let's hear it.
Well, on the one hand, I think that the ethical choice is always to protect the people who can't protect themselves. And it seems like these people are likely to have the situation twisted, and local authorities don't always treat them with respect and appropriately in these situations, and understanding of the difficult positions they've been put in. On the other hand, we've explicitly been told by the authorities not to do this, and we first and foremost have a responsibility to our work as we've been assigned. But sometimes
That's the title of her thesis, by the way. That whole paragraph, which is
I noticed.
But
I noticed
what
there
if-
was no decision in that, but
but what if
I'm
we
waiting.
intervene and we make things worse?
Okay. So is that you saying keep our nose to ourselves?
But that seems like the cowardice sort of decision to make, when in reality there are people who need us. Silence is violence when there's really something pressing and people who need us, and we should be taking action to protect them.
It's a very fair point. Does that mean you're saying we should stick our noses in?
Well, but the local authorities might actually know better than we do about the appropriate way to help the situation without making it worse.
I figured it out.
Voting a new option. Go to see the sheriff and see if we can be of assistance there. I don't think he'll appreciate that, but
Grace
What's
is just playing Bobby. I figured it out. Anyways,
Casey,
continue.
get inspiration for figuring it out.
Okay, I have inspiration.
And Grace,
great.
get inspiration for an excellent rendition of Bobby.
I didn't realize it was happening. I guess I did used to do that a lot. Okay. All right. So it sounds like we're one for going to see the sheriff, one for going in, one for going to our work. Or did I
We
misinterpret?
can't make decisions when we don't know all the information. How can we get more information so that we actually know how things are going to happen?
Oh!
Oh, yeah. You don't have to raise your hand. Go ahead.
We could ask them what they want.
Ask.
Yeah.
who?
Okay. Go for it.
Oh, okay. Hey, people!
Okay, a
I think
couple of
the way to
halflings.
get more information as we continue sitting out here and watching as things.
I'm just gonna go up to somebody.
All right,
Tap, tap, tap.
all right, you roll up on a bunch of halflings. They'll stare up at you.
Hey, what's going on? What you guys doing?
Like, of the four of the halflings who like turn to you, three of them look away, and one of them looks at you. He's like, "Somebody chopped the heads off a bunch of our friends.
Oh.
We think it's the mill owners trying to send a message."
Oh, they chopped the heads off your friends? That's weird.
Yeah, so we're gonna find out what the coroner says. If it turns out their heads were chopped off,
Yeah?
we're gonna burn this place to the ground.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Okay, thanks. I go tell everybody.
Okay.
So, they found out about the halflings that we killed, and they think that the Baroness did it on
You're talking
purpose.
about the Vargwheels?
Right, yeah, the halflings
Mm-hmm.
that their heads got chopped off. They found out about it, and they're not too happy.
So
Yep.
but they think. Wait, they think their heads were cut off, but their heads weren't cut off. They were Vargwheels. They
Right.
popped off.
That the working folk, they don't understand that part. They know that the halfling's head got chopped off by somebody. And
Well, we
it-
have to tell them. Honesty is always the right.
right,
choice,
right, right,
Isn't
right,
it?
right. But I mean, I didn't know what a Vargwheel was before this last night, and I'm fairly sure that they're not gonna know either.
But we could
I mean-
explain it to them.
Okay, how explain it to me? Because I'm still kind of unsure.
Sorry.
I think the solution to this might be, as part of our investigation, try to find out who turned those halflings into Vargles.
Right,
Yeah, no.
right. How does, just for like conversation and making sure everyone's on the same page, how does one get turned into a Vargwheel besides being bitten by another Vargwheel, which apparently is what I'm doing, I think. Is that right?
Yeah, you got it. You're
Okay,
right on the money, Al.
So like, yeah, how does that, like, just an infection spreads in the community and from Vargwheel bites? Like rabid dogs?
I guess that's something that we gotta find out, if this is that there are just Vargles around, and if there's more of them, or well,
We just tell them.
there could be one more of them for sure.
We just tell them rabies.
Well, that's not what rabies does.
And rabies doesn't make heads pop off.
No, but it might be easier to understand. I think.
That misleading, inaccurate information is not honest.
Okay, go ahead, Justice. They're all yours.
But finding out if a Vargle infection happened naturally or forcefully should be part of our investigation.
I mean, there's also there's a lead we haven't followed up on yet, and we can do that, though we have our hands full. Those four, didn't you say one of them looked familiar from the other night in the clearing?
Mm-hmm.
So it could be that whatever bit them or caused that transformation was in that section of the forest outside Millwater. I mean, it could be they got bit altogether somewhere else. But there's a common denominator, that location. Their heads weren't popping off in the clearing, although I guess they could have. There's a lot of questions we don't know the answers to. So best we can do is figure out what we can figure out with what we've got so far. Let's following back. What'd you say, Justice?
Is it the right thing to do to tell the people the information we have now to try to prevent further violence?
Yeah.
Or is it more appropriate to wait until we have all of the information to not instill panic?
Well,
John pulls out a pamphlet
sheriff-
and starts folding through it.
The sheriff knows, right, about the Vargals? Doesn't the sheriff come to the inn after?
Somebody did. I don't know if it was the sheriff or it was.
I think it was
Twig.
Twig.
Yeah.
Twigs. Okay.
To be
Yeah.
honest, Sheriff Bones does not instill a great deal of confidence in me about his presumably well-intentioned efforts to help the people of this town.
Well, what I can say is that officially, while we could intervene, we do not have a responsibility to explain to the populace, as part of ATEC, the goings-on of Vargwheels. And actually, it draws a certain amount of attention to us if we do so. So I think in this particular instance, it might behoove us to remain, if not entirely out of it, just leave it with a check-in with the Patriarch, see if there's anything we can do to assist, and then get back to our work. Does that seem amenable to you?
Patriarch does seem like a good, trustworthy person to help us
Yeah, Al.
figure out what to do with this.
I just thought I had a thought. You got an angry crowd, right?
Mhm,
Angry crowd of people, and they want to know what happened to their friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
They found out heads got chopped off. Okay, sheriff through Twigs knows what's going on, and he doesn't want to get blamed by all these people saying that their heads got chopped off. So what's he gonna tell them? He's gonna tell them that, well, the taxmen came over and they chopped off their friends' heads, and that would be a bad look for us.
Al, I know that this ATEC position for you is a new one, and I know that you're now filthy rich and don't need to work anymore, but generally speaking, folks don't hear, oh, the taxmen came to town, oh, and then they decapitated 4 people.
Yeah.
Those two things don't go together, so there's going to be some confusion about that.
You think, with a bunch of angry people that want to know what happened to their friends, and they just find out, well, it's those foreigners that came in, and I mean, I see
Well,
that 100 times.
I think this is why keeping ourselves aware of this ongoing situation. We could go talk to the sheriff or talk to the Patriarch first is fine.
Yeah, let's leave the
Patriarch
sheriff
knows about
alone.
the Wargles, and see what the Patriarch says about informing the masses to a potential deadly plague-like scenario.
Yeah.
But I do not believe that it is our duty to deal with local law enforcement issues.
Okay.
Or throw a match into a tinderbox, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have a job here, and that job is to investigate the Dubois family, and to find our missing coworker.
Sounds good. Well, the Patriarch is only right across the way, and I might as well go and knock on the door. Go to knock on the door.
Okay. So, you guys kind of walk through the crowd, not too difficult. You get a lot of dirty looks from people. Al, you have seen this in the past, and because of your previous job position, I'm just going to give this one to you. You're not far off from the truth. Like, these people are...
They're looking for answers.
They're looking for answers, and if they don't get the answers they like, they might find the answers they want. So, it's... you're getting a real ugly vibe from this crowd. You guys knock on the temple door. You're ushered inside. by a priest, or whatever, a deacon or whatever the hell.
Okay.
And it seems like everybody in the temple, like everybody's cleaning. There's a bunch of people inside cleaning, including the patriarch. He's on his hands and knees, like scrubbing the stone, the floor. And he sees you guys, and he dries his hands off and approaches you. And oh, hello again. It's a long time no see. What can I do for you?
Well, there seems to be a growing problem of unease and unrest outside, and we just thought we'd come and check in with you about it because the news has spread that halflings have had their heads cut off. It seems the Vargwheel notion has not yet.
Mm-hmm. I've yes. I've spoken with some community leaders, and I've tried to explain the situation to them. However, as you might imagine, they're having a difficult time with it. I am a spiritual leader of the town. I don't have any temporal power, as it were. Unfortunately, at this point, the situation is firmly in the hands of our sheriff, for good or ill.
Well, all right. You're apprised. We're apprised. Everyone's apprised. I guess we'll get back to work.
Wait.
Stop cleaning now and just wait for it later. I think. My suggestion.
It's like, I don't believe that they would go so far as to attack the temple. Do you?
I've seen worse.
Seems unlikely to me.
Things get out of hand. They start throwing things. Got a riot on your side, right on your steps. People go.
It looks
start
like
looting.
we might start some fires, and who knows where that's going to spread if that happens.
Oh,
Yep.
no, they wouldn't. They wouldn't. Would they?
They would.
Oh,
They would. Yep.
well,
Well,
if
you know your town better than we do, Patriarch.
well, I thought I did, but I also didn't think that we had a Vargwheel problem in our town. Clearly, that's not the case. All right. Well, I'll do my best to try and. I didn't
Maybe
realize.
you can lead them in prayer, and then pass out some pastries or something.
It's a wise suggestion. Thank you.
Yeah. If I can get one of those, too.
Of course, yes.
Oh,
Is it a rule for a group that somebody has to be the eater?
I guess.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Listen, man. There's an eater. Everybody's got to eat. You know.
Roll a d4. Which party member is the eater? Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Casey. All right. Well.
I just realized I am usually the eater.
Are you
Which
the
makes
eater
sense.
or are you the drinker?
Yes. I mean, Casey takes the drinker role pretty often too.
That's true.
That's
Nikolai.
I've definitely had some characters that were the drinkers as well. But there does always seem to be one
eater.
All right. Well.
I mean,
Uh.
yeah. Eater / hedonist. You know.
Well, Patriarch, if you need our assistance, we'll be across the way, working on our various and myriad tasks.
Well, I will. If things start to take a turn, I'll see what I can do to calm everybody down. We certainly don't want a fire.
Definitely not.
Thankfully, it's been raining. Ugh. Thank you for coming to me. I appreciate.
Let us know if there's anything we can do to help.
You'll be the first people to know.
Thoughts and prayers, and then we go back over to the other side.
We've done it. Problem solved.
We've saved America.
All right, and now I'm gonna go in and ask her about those translated books. Oh Jesus, we still have that riddle too. Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
She says that she hasn't. Mildred welcomes you all with a fresh pot of tea and a worried look. There are more halflings inside of the inn. These halflings look a little bit drunker than the people outside.
Oh, great.
But no less arsony. So she's looking a little. She looks a little worried, and you notice she keeps putting her hand under the bar, and you keep hearing like a thunk. You can tell she's like got her battle axe back there, and she keeps like toying with it, like.
Yeah.
She says that they haven't gotten back to her quite yet, but give them time. She expects they'll be back. They'll be around sometime today.
Okay.
She also notes that she's like, yeah, they might be steering clear of town for the moment, and she kind of eyes the
Understandable.
arsony halflings.
Mm-hmm. Do we see? God, what is his name? The leader of that
Reeds.
gang of halflings? Yeah, Myrna Reeds.
Myrna Reeds, you do not see him.
Okay.
He wasn't one of the ones that was turned into a Vargle, was he?
Not that you remember.
Well, he said it's like noonish right now.
Yeah, just about.
Oh. Let's grab some food. And then we'll go talk to Twigs and see if he's able to round up the paperwork that we need.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you guys grab a quick lunch and head over to the sheriff's office. Like I said, it doesn't. You guys haven't been there, but it doesn't take a great deal of discovery to get there, since he's like just a couple doors down.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys kind of have to like work your way through the throng a bit, because more halflings have shown up while you ate lunch. And Justice, you notice actually as you're walking towards there, you do see like in this little alleyway here, you do see Myrna Reeds like leaning against a building, like smoking a pipe with a bunch of other halflings, and these halflings look a little bit like everybody looks on edge, and there's a couple of arsony guys. These guys look like bruisers, like they're ready to start some shit. Like Reeds and his crew are definitely ready to rabble some rouses. Or rouse some rabble, I guess is the technical term.
Rabble rousers.
Yeah, rouse the rabble. So
they're halflings. What are they gonna do?
Right? But he's
tip over a stool?
yeah. So yeah, he's like smoking a pipe, and he
Take that, halfling Twitch watchers.
He sees you see him, and he takes his pipe out and kind of salutes you with it. He continues smoking his pipe. As you get to the front door of the sheriff's office, yeah, it's continually like it's dense and dense, and you guys have to eventually like start like kind of pushing your way through a bit. Who's Knave? You leading this group?
I certainly can.
All right, you get to the front door.
Is the sheriff out, like watching this, or is
it looks like
door closed?
The door is closed.
All right, I'm gonna open it.
It is barred.
It's barred.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then I'm gonna pound on it.
All right, you hear what sounds like Twig from the other side, be like, "I told you, we'll let you know as soon as we know, okay? The investigation is ongoing."
Well, I'm sure it is, Twig, but that is not why we're here.
All right, you hear a kind of a muffled motherfucker, and the blinds like pull back, and you see Twig, and he sees you, and he kind of is like, ugh. And he opens the door, and a bunch of halflings surge forward, and he's like, "No, get back! Get back! I'm here, the taxmen only, come on! You four, come on, get in! No, official business! Official business! No, we will let you know! Thank you! Yes, thank you! Thank you!" Okay, God. What? What do you want?
You talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
We need that paperwork that you said you would have. for
Oh
us.
my God! Do you not see the riot outside?
That's
Classified as a riot yet.
that's not a riot, Twig.
Well, it's gonna be a riot.
But yeah,
Well-
you gotta get them answers. And they all like answers.
Well-
Give us the information we need, and then you won't have to worry about that anymore.
What are you talking about? I'm not gonna have to worry about it anymore. Like, have you seen all the pissed off halflings out there?
No, I'm saying you won't have to worry about getting us the information we need because we'll have it.
Okay, your problem is like, here's my problem. Your problem is somewhere down here. I've got a bigger problem, which is keeping this town from burning to the ground.
Are there windows into this room?
Yes, but they're all drawn, like there's shutters pulled and.
Okay. I drag Al over to one of the windows and open it and shove his head up into it.
What are we doing?
You're staying in the light. And then I go back over to the rest of the group.
Okay.
Al, what you see is a growing tide of angry halflings.
Oh yeah, they're mad.
Well, Twig, if it helps your situation, you can let the people know that there's nobody going around and lopping halfling heads off. That you
Really?
just have.
Are you
that
sure about that?
Yes.
Are
you
you?
just have a Borgol infestation.
Oh, is that all? Is that the only problem we have?
Well, it's probably not
No,
the
probably
only
not the
problem
only
we have,
one.
but it is the problem you
Guys,
have.
why are you listening to yourselves talk? How am I going to explain to a bunch of people out there? Have you noticed the horns? Who do you think is going to be the first person to hang?
That's what I said.
I would imagine it's whoever doesn't keep the peace in the city.
Right, and who do you think is going to... I'm going to go, hey guys, it's cool. There's just a bunch of floating undead heads roaming around. Or are they undead? I don't even know what they are. There's a bunch of floating heads biting
Demon.
people. Demon... Worse! That's even worse! Come on! He points to Justice like, come on, you know what I'm talking about!
Yeah.
You
Damned if they
know
do.
how to fight a Borgol infestation. Let the people know that you have it under control.
I don't have anything under control!
Is it
Well-
Garland?
I didn't just let the people know that you have it under control and calm their fears.
Oh, it says
Okay, the second problem you have on top of a Vargwheel problem is a bit of an anger issue that seems to be unresolved.
He's not angry,
man. An anger. Yeah, that's not anger. I know Tiefling. I mean, maybe this is like a cultural language thing that's happening here, but that's just like fear.
Can we focus on the problem? There are like dozens of angry midgets outside, and they've all got bottles full of fire.
Yvonne tilts his head a little bit to the side.
Look, we should not be disparaging your halfling citizens.
Okay, look, I'll stop disparaging them, okay, when they stop threatening to burn my city down. How about that?
Your city?
The city! I don't care! Look, guys. We've got 4 headless halflings, okay? And saying, it's okay, guys. It's not a problem. Demons got them. Is it gonna calm anybody down?
Oh, that's not what I said. I said to tell them that you have the situation under control
Just tell
and
me
that they
what's
have nothing more to fear.
I have a question for you, Twigs, if you don't mind. Where's the sheriff?
I don't know! I don't know where the sheriff is!
Okay.
Isn't he supposed to be in charge?
Yeah, great! Congratulations! He's supposed to be in charge, but he's not here. So who's in charge? Twig's in charge!
Well, you're
Twig.
doing a great job, Twig.
I'm gonna need you to I'm gonna need you to count backwards from 10
Why?
so that we just lower the
Be nice,
threshold a
Twig.
little bit. We just bring it all down.
Is this a magic spell that's gonna make bottles of fire disappear? Or it's gonna make the 4 halflings that back without heads magically grow heads?
This is part of the de-escalation
To
procedure
the first
for our
half, yes,
handbook.
there is a spell that can make fire disappear.
Oh my
to
god.
The second, to the second concern, to my knowledge, no, there is not a spell that will make halfling heads grow back. But you know what there is, Twigs. You know what there
Yvonne
is.
casts minor illusion.
Feels like a
the
little-
bodies are not in here. They're not like
Oh,
laid out
okay.
on the desks.
Also feels a little more than minor, but
Hey,
that's just me.
it's definitely smaller than a 5-foot cube, so it's fine.
You can fit a lot of halfling heads in a 5-foot cube.
But
4 halfling heads and
Twigs.
5 would just lay them all like
what
this.
you can do right now in this moment is get us the paperwork that we need.
Listen, as soon as the crowd disperses and
That one's
doesn't
gonna have
burn
to be
anything down, then I'll get you your fucking paperwork, okay?
You want us to disperse this crowd for you?
That sounds vaguely ominous.
We can disperse this crowd if that is what you would like.
That depends. Are you gonna kill any more halflings?
Whoa, first of all,
What do
Didn't
you
kill
think
any
we
halflings to
are?
begin with.
I have not killed a single halfling in the last week and a half.
Are you sure? Because there's a bunch of chopped up bodies.
Well, they were not halflings when their bodies got chopped up.
They were regular.
They were Virgils.
Regulars.
Oh my god.
I think I have progressively said that word worse and worse every throughout the day.
Penguins.
Vargalugabu. I'm doing the Benedict.
They were
Cumberbatch.
vagabonds.
Penguins.
Penguin. Vargawai.
Vargables.
Vargables.
Vagabonds.
Varcootery. I don't know.
The virgins. Is that what they were?
I mean, we don't know. Possibly.
Never.
Listen, if you can get them to disperse peacefully, that would be great. I'll work on your paperwork right away. If you can make them go away.
Oh, that was,
Justice, would you like to use
a
your
rope and
voice
noose.
to calm and disperse the crowd?
Do I look calm right now?
I was not talking to you, Twigs.
Whoa, who are you talking to?
Justice, which is why I said their name first.
Well, I didn't hear that because you cut out of my headphones, so I'm sorry.
I turn to Justice. Would you like to use your voice to calm and disperse the crowd?
I can do my best, but I will say, just as a warning, that that decibel level is not usually the most soothing de-escalation tactic.
Well,
But
a little bit of fear is also good in dispersing.
So now I got the de-escalation scene from the other guys playing in my
I'll be right
head.
back. I'm gonna grab my food.
Okay.
I'm trying to de-escalation. Give me the bullhorn. Listen up, you son of a bitch. You don't have the balls to do it.
I mean, I can try asking them to go back to their homes and stop obstructing this investigation if we think that would be helpful.
We get home speech 2.0.
Maybe.
I think we need to bolster their confidence that people are here to help them and their goals. So some encouragement that we're investigating to help them get to the bottom so that there will be no more deaths. What might be good and important.
Well, I mean, we can't really promise that there will be no more deaths.
I know, but that we're making an effort toward that goal.
I know how to talk to him.
All right.
Let them know the situation is under control, and there is no need to panic.
If that doesn't work, you always can instill a curfew.
And if that doesn't work, then we have other things we can do.
No, Al. No.
Okay, but I mean, I'm pretty sure there's some batons behind the counter that Twigs has that we
Oh,
can
they
just
didn't
bust
give
those
me-
out.
Be right back again.
All right. All right, Twig. Well, I guess we'll try to disperse this crowd for you. I guess.
Great, thanks. Go ahead, go, get out.
All right. Did Justice tell us that Myrna Reeds was over there?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I tell you everything.
Uh,
I like
Yvonne's
to share
gonna
information.
Yvonne's gonna fly over to Myrna Reeds.
All right. So Murder Reeds is he's leaning against the building. Well, so then.
Have you already heard about the Vargwills?
Also, what?
Is that a no? You haven't heard about the Varg wheels?
I don't even know what the fuck you just said.
Okay. Varg
Sorry,
wheels.
who are we talking to? I'm bad.
Myrna Reeds.
Bob flew over to talk to Myrna Reeds.
So
Who's Myrna? Sorry, who's that?
he's the
again?
guy from the clearing.
He's
Oh,
that.
okay.
He's a halfling leader.
Got it.
Vargwheel is a fiend. It's a demon, and what it does is it's a curse. You can see if you want to see what one of their curses looks like up close. You can take a look in that window there where Al's head is, because he's got about 4 hours left to live before he becomes one of them. Basically, what happens? They kiss you, and you become cursed. And then, 4 to 8 hours later, depending how likable you are, you die, and you become one of them. Head pops off the shoulders. So if you're wondering what happened to those 4 halflings, they were Vargwheels and they were cursed. I assume that you have not been given the full story by the law. I'm not sure why. It seems like a dereliction of duty, but I would rather not see this place burned down while we're trying to do our jobs.
Alright, he kind of sucks on his pipe a little bit. He's like, so what you're telling me is that a demon head kisses you, and your head flies off your body.
It looks like this, and then he casts Minor Illusion to make one of them.
Yeah, it looks like the head of my buddy Carl.
Yep. He became a Vargwheel, and then he tried to kill Al, and he almost succeeded.
Well, that is a remarkably unlikely story, mate.
Use your own eyes. Go look at Al. You saw him the other day in the clearing. You can go look at him right now. You can see he's on his last fucking leg because of that kiss.
That's a rough break. Here's the thing, mate. All these folk, these are decent folk. Common folk. They're not gonna believe a word of that. When it's
That's why I came to talk to you.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
What makes you think they'll listen to me?
Haven't we been down this road in the clearing? You have clout.
Oh, I got clout. Mayhap I do.
And you seem to have eyes, ears, and a brain, so I figured I could talk to you before innocent people get harmed.
What innocent people would those be then, huh? The,
Doesn't
raw
matter, whichever
folk in
side
that-
you're on.
raw. Yeah, well, innocent people always get hit, don't they?
Yes, but if we can finish our job, we could prevent that.
What's your job then?
We have a couple of jobs here. One of them is about Patrice, who you said that you might eventually be willing to help us find, or at least figure out where the hell he went. The other is to make sure that things don't go sideways in this town and that people aren't being abused. Same as yours.
Oh yeah, I know where Patrice went. Found out last night.
What?
He went to the same place all the other people go, cross Côte d'Ivoire. Down the river.
I don't need to make an insight roll to interpret.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Down the river. Alright. Oh.
Nice,
Thank
nice
you.
roll.
The wet kayaking here every hour or whatever made me wonder about something, but anyway.
You get the feeling. Whoops. Oh, I guess keep clicking that die. It's actually super fun. All right. You get the feeling that what he's saying is partially true.
Okay, partially true as in he went the same place as all the other people, or he went down the river kind of thing?
You're not exactly sure. You're not exactly
okay,
sure.
but I couldn't infer whether or not that meant he was living still.
Correct.
Okay. Got it.
You can infer that he is probably not living.
Yeah, and that he crossed Côte d'Ivoire, which is information on its own.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Is Bobby there by himself, or are we all there with him?
At the moment, Bob's there by himself.
I'm there by
Okay.
myself right now. Yeah.
I had to step away to grab utensils and a napkin. So.
No problem.
Well, I'm gonna try to make a persuasion roll to see if I can get Myrna Reeds to de-escalate the situation, not in the other guy's way, but in like a proper de-escalation way. Just say, we really don't want this to turn into a bloodbath, and there's really no way this fight turns out for the best for everyone, especially for the people holding fire. So if there's anything you can do to kind of turn this the other way and give us a little bit of time to get to the bottom of this whole Carter Dubois, etc. mess, that would be helpful.
All right, go ahead and roll persuasion.
All right, I will do so.
Nice, good rolls.
Wow. Yeah, 2 17s. Take it.
Back-to-back 17s.
Mhm.
All right, he kind of takes a deep drag of his pipe, blows it out of his nose. You can see him. You can see like the wheels in his brain calculating. And he's
Yvonne takes out his pipe while he's doing that and lights it up.
he actually offers you he like busts a match and lights your pipe for you.
Thank you.
All right, I'll tell the boys to keep it down a notch. I gotta tell you though, you're gonna have to give him a better story than this demon head shite. Demon heads don't just come out of nowhere. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, we don't think it came out of nowhere.
And I'm not blaming you folk personally for their happenings. Yeah, what happened to them, self-defense and whatnot. You gotta understand. I personally don't blame yous, but you gotta be careful, mate. All these folk aren't understanding as Myrna reads it. He kind of gestures to the other halflings standing around him, and they kind of disperse, and you can see them start talking to like little clusters of people.
I'm gonna reach into my pouch and take out some of my Feywild specific tobacco leaf and give him a small pouch of it.
He looks at it, he opens it and smells it. Obliged. We'll talk soon, yeah?
Talk soon.
And he disappears down the alley.
Yep, and he walks back over to the building where everyone is. He goes in.
The people started to disperse.
The halflings are talking to them right now. It sounds like.
Yeah, they haven't dispersed yet. It looks like the clumps are starting to loosen up a bit.
As soon as I see it looking like it's, becoming more peaceful, I'm gonna look at Twigs and be like, all right, and that paperwork, Twigs.
All right, Twigs like looking out the window, like he's kind of peeked out. He's like, all right, cool. All right, cool. Okay. Yeah, I'll get that paperwork.
Well, it looks like they're taking down the guillotine.
This is a January 6th mob now.
It's like, oh, okay, Jesus. The fuck's the sheriff? All right. Yeah, I'll
that halfling get bullhorns this time of year.
Oh God. So.
Things got political in a D&D game. What?
What? That never happens in Dungeons and Dragons. So, Twig closes the thing. He's like,
Take that, MAGA watchers on Twitch, in your face.
That's how Steve got doxxed.
That's right. Okay, so
this is why I go no camera, just so I can talk shit about MAGA.
Yeah, that's right. You only give interviews to media about murderers.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
Oh my gosh. So Twig kind of collapses in a chair, and he just kind of scratches at his horns. And says, "Okay, I'll have the paper for you. I'll get it as soon as I can."
Oh, one other thing. They're gonna need some story explaining what happened to those 4 halflings, and it can't be the truth apparently. Sorry, Justice. I'm in the same boat. I would personally just explain it and try to show them, but the only way we could do that would be to let poor Al here bite one for the team, and we don't want that.
Yeah, I'm not feeling too good about that right now, boss.
Yeah. Keep that head out the window. You're doing the right thing.
Twig's like, "Great. What am I supposed to tell him then?"
Where's
Got
the
me.
sheriff?
I don't know where the
doesn't
sheriff
know.
is.
Twigs, I'll tell you what. You worry about getting that paperwork, and you let the sheriff worry about coming up with a plausible story about headless halflings.
Oh my God. You guys haven't actually talked to the sheriff much, have you? You know what the sheriff is gonna say? A bunch of halflings got their heads chopped off. Go back to work.
Well,
Yeah, that's not great. You should probably be the one to tell them something else.
What am I supposed to tell them?
Tell them
Well, Twig, when you
tell
signed
them
up
what
for
happened, their heads chopped off.
a position in public office, there were certain liabilities that you agreed to.
I didn't agree to any demon shit. All right.
No, that's fair.
Well, you need someone to take the fall.
Nobody ever does.
So who's the most likely candidate? You got a prisoner that's like ready to go to be executed anyways?
Ooh, ow, I don't.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
I'll,
actually a pretty good idea.
Strictly speaking, it's not against the law. So, yeah, okay.
If you can get a confession
know.
out of somebody, I mean,
I don't know if it's the right thing to do to find a scapegoat. Maybe just keep the answer open so that it's not quite lying. We can be honest, but not totally honest.
Justice, I
okay.
think you're going to have to learn that sometimes doing the lawful thing and doing the right thing are not the same thing. And here, we do the lawful thing.
But
Hashtag
that might not be
politics,
right.
you might be able to like have a few days for this investigation, but eventually they're gonna want answers.
And maybe
Right.
we'll have better answers by then.
They don't
That's
get
the
Show
it.
goal,
one of the
right?
dead barwheel heads.
They're gonna take answers for themselves.
Oh God.
Well, maybe in a couple of days we'll have a Vorgel we can show them.
Don't we already have 4?
Yeah, what do dead Vorgel? Do they look like halflings again?
We didn't see their dead heads other than right after they were slain, I think.
I'm just curious as a player, like.
Yeah, Twig, did you take the heads with the bodies?
What heads?
The Vargwheels?
What heads?
The dead Vargwheels.
I thought you had the heads.
Oh, fuck.
You came to secure the scene.
And there were no fucking heads. That's why I thought you guys had them. Why do you think I'm so freaked out about you guys? I thought you guys were collecting heads.
No. Maybe Mildred knows what happened to the Vargwheel heads. We can
I
ask
have
her.
not collected heads in 2 to 3 years.
We're gonna leave that one there, Twig, but keep that gem in your back pocket in case you ever needed to wonder about what Knave's old job was. Okay, let's go back to the inn.
Sometimes when you're hunting monsters, you have to have a head to show that the monster was slain.
Oh, that's fair.
Monster hunter?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Gross.
Yeah, sometimes.
All right. Well, I mean, good deed done for the day.
But here's a good
Yes.
lesson in life for you, Al.
Yeah.
Not all monsters are gross. And not everything that's gross is a monster.
Yeep.
I don't get it.
Hashtag politics.
All right, we go back to the inn.
Okay, you go back to the inn. At this point, the crowd is. It's not gone, but it's distinctly dispersed. Like, it's calmed down quite significantly.
Is it Miller's? No, the Morning Rose. The Morning Rose. Okay, so we're back at the Morning Rose, and it's calmed down. And how's inside the inn looking? The drunk halflings are calmer looking too.
Mm,
They're drunk halflings.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. But
How much alcohol does it take to get a halfling drunk? Like half a beer?
got a very active metabolism, you know?
yeah.
So a full beer.
So,
Hmm.
yeah, so, what's next, guys?
Well, I'm gonna
Apparently an
go.
encounter.
I'm gonna go up to Mildred. Oh yeah, apparently an encounter. Yeah, no kidding. I guess Mildred is probably over here,
Metagaming.
behind the counter.
Yeah, sure. I don't. Surprisingly, I don't have a counter.
A token for Mildred.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Womp womp.
And then I'm gonna ask Mildred quietly if there are no halflings immediately around me. Where did the Vargoyle corpses go?
Just like the corpses, like the bodies. They took them. Like the sheriff, the Twig, and the Night Watch took them.
They took the Vargoyles as well.
I mean, I assume so.
Steve, as a character thing,
Mm-hmm.
do I know if anything, like, do Vargo heads just, like, I don't know, disappear or lose dash or something like that?
Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Sorry, Carl.
Yeah, no worries.
What happens to them when they die? They die. You know that like certain very powerful like demons and fiends and stuff. Like if you slay them on the material plane, a lot of times it just kicks them back to wherever it is they came from. But a lot of the lower level
Just die.
critters just die.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, okay. So yeah, finding these heads is probably something we should be concerned about. Because if Twigs didn't take them, and they're not in a trash here, somebody got to them. And possibly the same somebody who turned them to begin with.
Well,
Does sheriff have a house in town? Maybe we could check his house.
yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's a good idea, Al. I mean, maybe we'll start with.
Because the sheriff came to the inn, right?
Was the sheriff with the party that came to the inn, Steve? I don't remember that.
The sheriff did not come to the inn.
Okay. So it was just Twigs who came?
Yeah.
As like a... Okay.
Yeah, because he was in charge of the Night Watch.
Okay. He didn't have any... Did he have anybody else with him, or was it just him?
No, he came with a bunch of people because he had the Night's Watch with him.
Okay.
Hey, Al, I got a question for you.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Have a seat. Yeah, right there. Perfect. Perfect. Well done.
Is that it?
Yeah, my question is, you like living, right? Stay in the damn sun, son.
Oh, sorry.
Mhm.
Oh, you're right.
How close to nightfall are we, Steve?
You're say it's around like 1:30, so you've got like 4 or 5 hours left.
Okay. How's Al looking?
He looks like shit.
Okay.
But he hasn't gotten any worse.
Still got
Up, right?
Keep working on that letter.
right.
And Al, when the sun is over there on that side of the room more, just pick a seat over there, okay?
Got it.
Stay in the sun. And then I'm gonna pull out one of the sheets of paper and start looking through.
Looking through?
Yeah, looking through the documentation that we got about the inn to look for discrepancies. Or the mills, excuse me.
Okay.
Well, we haven't got the paperwork from Twigs yet, right?
Oh, I thought we did.
No, not yet.
He
Oh,
said
okay.
now he has time to get it or
Okay.
whatever.
Well, I can look through the stuff we got
You
from
can look
Carter
at the
Dubois.
toy stuff, but without the twig stuff, it's, I mean, probably not gonna. But yeah.
All right. Well, you can start looking through it. Roll me an investigation check.
Thing. Investigation.
I will help.
You will help. Then I get to roll that again.
Okay.
It's a good thing.
All right. Uh. So Bob is poring over a bunch of paperwork. Anybody else doing anything interesting for the next couple of hours? Or actually, Bob and Grace,
And Justice, yeah.
are both poring over paperwork.
Not much. Probably planning my last meal.
I mean, if Yvonne is kind of looking over the paperwork, I will help him look over paperwork. But if those drunk hobbits or halflings or whatever they are, or looks like they're causing, I'm gonna keep an eye on them. If they
Okay.
just look like they're normal drunk patrons, then whatever. But if it,
So Nave, as you like keep an eye on them and you kind of listen in on them a little bit, and you can tell they're definitely belligerent and they're working up to something. But one of those bruiser halflings saunters in after like an hour and basically bullies them out.
okay,
And
Yeah, that's fine.
he looks at you guys and he kind of gives a little salute.
I'll give him a little half salute back.
Nice.
Mhm.
A little.
So around sundown, a couple of things happen. Coroner Aliquin arrives, and Mildred looks shocked. She said, "Oh, Mr. Aliquin, how can I help you? Welcome to the Morning Rose. You have been long expected, and I'm so happy you've decided to finally grace my establishment with your custom." And Aliquin just walks right past her without saying anything, without even making eye contact. And there she goes. Damn it. And Aliquin walks up to you, Al. It's like, she looks you up and down, says, looks at Nave and says in Elven, "So, how's he doing?"
I'm replying, Elvin, obviously. Well, he's looked better, but my estimation is he still has a few hours before.
All right. Oh, the Elven boy looks at you again. Makes a disgusted noise, grabs you by the snout, and you feel like a of magical energy. And she's like, and in common, she says, "You are cured."
I am?
You do look a lot better, Al. You might want to,
And then she like
give
shoves a finger in your face, and she's like, "You owe me."
Oh, how
Yeah.
much? Pull out my.
I thought 300 gold pieces just sitting on the fucking table.
Well, it's a little less than 300. I kind of bought some food.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff.
294. Okay.
All right, so like you like put the box, she's like, "Is not money." What the hell? She like pull the top off, and it's just like, oh, it's like the briefcase from Pulp Fiction,
Yeah.
just like gold shines up. You hear Mildred, like you hear a platter of mugs crash to the floor. She's like, Is
this good enough? I mean,
The whole thing.
I can get more.
she like picks it up. She's like, is good."
Okay. Well, thank you. I'm so happy. I don't have to die anymore.
I mean,
Yes.
Al, you're still down the road. That's going to happen, but at least it's not today.
I'm gonna die later.
Yeah, that's part of life, man.
And she puts the lid back on, and she puts her finger in your face again. She's like, "You stop chopping heads off people."
Okay. I mean, I'll try.
I don't suppose
Uh,
you've seen where these Bargwheel heads may have ended up, perchance?
That's what I was gonna ask her in Elven if.
That's good because she isn't going to be able to hear anyway.
All right. She looks at you, Justice. She looks at you like a bug just spoke, and then she looks at Knave, and you see her face visibly soften. She's like, "Nobody gave me any heads, just decapitated bodies."
Okay.
It's not that I disbelieve you, obviously, because
Yeah,
friend.
we are a little concerned that these heads have seemed to disappear. And I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't just an oversight on Twig's part.
Twig
And
is many things, but he can count.
yeah,
I don't think he
let's
would
try.
misplace heads.
I don't believe so either. We will add the finding of the heads onto our to-do list.
Well, good luck with that. And she leaves. She walks out with her box full of gold. Mildred
Wow.
walks up to the table like, tea?
Yeah.
Yeah, tea would be
Definitely
great.
celebrate with tea, everybody. On the house.
Ow, you just
That's
gave
not how that works. What you need to say is on you, not on that.
Oh, I mean on me.
There you go.
That's fine.
Also, do you have any money left? Or did you just give it all away?
I got my money pouch. There's a couple of coins in there. I mean, how much tea will this carry? And I'll just like give her 10 gold pieces.
She's like,
oh my gosh.
that'll be more than enough. I'll get you change.
I like do a little like no need wave like.
Basically, she takes one of your coins and gives you the rest back. And she's like, I'll get you more change later.
Okay. See everybody. On me. I'm living again today.
Look, yeah, we need to talk about this whole financial thing because you do realize that most people who come into money go bankrupt like immediately because of reckless things like this, right?
Definitely.
So just remember that
not
money still like has value, even though.
All right. Definitely not gonna happen to me. So I'm gonna be cautious about this.
Caution, right?
I would say, spend your money how you want to, Al. It's your money.
Well, thanks.
He's gonna get himself into such a bad situation, though.
I mean, the
don't
one
we
piece
have a
of
right?
advice.
Don't we have the
We can
moral
say,
requirement to help him?
I don't know if it's a moral requirement to help you out, but I like it. So I will say, just don't go into business with Carter Dubois or the Dubois family, since we are investigating them for corruption, and it would be a conflict of interest. Conflict of interest. That's the one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
You said that was against the rules.
That is against the rules.
Most importantly, it is against the rules.
Right.
That's right.
So
he says while looking up briefly from his dock. Oh God, I lost my place. All right, 1 second. Here we go.
Okay. A little bit like shortly after the coroner shows up, a gnome walks in, and Mildred speaks to him kind of quietly, and he puts a bag on the counter and then runs out. And Mildred comes up to you and has the journal and a copy of the journal.
Okay. Well, that is a high priority ticket item, so I'll mark my place where we got to in the ministry in the records here, and then I'll check my W-2 form just to see if we've gotten any response back from.
There is a response back. It says requisition request. It says not accepted, but like acknowledged. Will be difficult to find that money in time he has. Suggest other plan of action.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what I kind of expected, but we can worry about that response when it's the end of the day for our check-in. We'll put that away, put the other thing away, and then let's look into the books.
All right. As you open that book, Twig walks in with a stack of paper. He's like carrying a stack of papers. He's like, "Oh, hey, what's up?"
Twigs, good to see you.
He walks over and puts the papers there. He's like, "Okay, this is the tax information for the last 10 years for the Dubois mills. I mean, obviously he hasn't owned the mills for 10 years, but I don't know what you didn't specify what year, so I just went 10 years, 10-year pull.
Perfect.
Mildred, can I get like a mug of tea?
What? I've got tea. It's on me, Twigs.
Great.
It's on me.
Awesome. Just whatever is caffeinated would be great. I haven't slept in like, what day is it? Anyway, it's been a minute. I gotta. Anyway, I'm just gonna drink some quick tea. If you guys have any questions, don't ask me. I'm tired.
Okay. One very brief one for you.
I'm gonna give Twigs like a reassuring pat on the back and tell him that he's a good man. You're a good man, Twigs.
Great. That's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. What, you had a question? Is it
just a comment? Question/comment. A comment is so Mildred here says you wouldn't, or no, Mildred here. I don't know if she's in the room or not, but Mildred here says you and the Night Watch guard collected all the bodies, including the heads, and you don't have a count for the heads, which does imply that somewhere between the Vargoyles being slain and their corpses being taken, that someone took the heads. So just something to put out there.
I already told you, man. I didn't see any fucking heads.
That is very interesting.
Who's your assistant?
What assistant?
Like a deputy.
I am the deputy, bro.
I think
for the entire town.
The question is better asked as who was on the Night Watch with you?
I don't know. It's on a roster. I can get you the roster. Come by the office. Come by the office tomorrow morning, and I'll have it written up for you. And God willing, I won't be there.
Well, enjoy your tea and your rest.
Peace.
Lock your doors.
That was ominous.
Lock your doors.
Lock your doors, Twig.
Okay, so let's look through this book and these records, I guess.
Are you looking through the journal, or are you looking through the records, or does it matter who's doing what?
I don't know. We can split it 2 and 2.
Yeah.
Well, Bob has already gone through the records, so he'd probably be the best person to go through the other records.
The new records. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. So maybe the journal is Al and Nave.
Sounds good.
All right. So Al and Nave, who's rolling and who's helping?
I will roll.
Fits.
And Al will help.
Help?
So it's an investigation check. With advantage.
I take notes very slowly.
Oh, look at you.
Very good. All right. So, sorry, which object were you looking through, Kyle?
Journal.
The journal. Okay. So the journal, as you read through it, it's pretty banal. It's not super interesting stuff. It's pretty much like a day planner, with things like checked off that are with little notes here and there. It was translated from Gnomish, obviously. There's a couple of little idioms here and there that don't translate super well, but overall, you get the general gist that Patrice was not a super interesting guy, generally speaking. At least that's the impression you get. His time.
Oh no, I remember when he tried to relay his family vacation to us a couple years ago.
Right, it was not interesting.
Yeah, he tried to draw pictures it was bad.
Right, and he still draws. You can see he has sketches all on the sidelines of things. He still kept that tradition on. Apparently, when you kind of wish he hadn't, because he's not very good. But his heart was in it, so that's nice. But you get to the section where it gets to MILLWATER, and it seems like pretty. It's very similar to what you guys did. Like I went and I just I made my introductions at the castle and was rebuffed. I spoke with the patriarch. Seems like a pleasant gentleman. Spoke with Carter Dubois. Somewhat pretentious, but surprisingly seems honest. And then at the end of the MILLWATER section, obviously it's like stops there, and at the end is this little inscription. Sorry, did that come through?
The king was always 3 steps ahead, but only at first.
Yes.
I'm just putting that in our journal.
Yeah,
Not
it
good at all.
didn't pop up for me unless it's just put somewhere.
It's in
It
the.
should be at the bottom
should
of the
be in the
chat below
chat.
your
Oh. Okay.
navigation
I was
roll.
waiting for one of those pop-up things. Got it. Yeah.
No.
No, I didn't. I forgot to make that.
No, that's fine. This is why I was like, wait, how come it didn't pop up? Okay.
How come it didn't
How
work?
come how come only normal and not special?
Right.
Uh
Why no Photoshop?
oh, here's a question about I just forgot his name. Patrice.
Patrice?
Is there a reason why he did this mission, for lack of a better word, by himself, and there's 4 of us?
So the reason he did it by himself is because it was considered to be a fairly simple matter. There was
Okay, so it was like legit a tax inquiry.
It was a
and not
legit
first.
tax
Okay.
inquiry. It's just
Okay.
that, and then he disappeared, and then it became. It went
Yeah.
from being.
Then okay. So
Yeah.
is he part of the ministry, or is he part of like the normal tax
No, he's
collector?
part of the ministry.
He's part of the
Okay.
ministry.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
But
a.
he's just like a normal accountant, quote unquote. Like he's not.
Yeah, he's first. He knows what's going on.
Mhm.
Like he was but he was considered a low level employee. He was like a clerk. They sent him in when they had a legitimate tax concern. They sent in the accountant, and so
Right.
he knew what was up with you guys. Like he obviously was initiated. He was a full agent, but he's not the guy you sent if there's an owl bear rodeo going on.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I just curious.
Mm-hmm.
When didn't we also get a weird cryptic clue? I forget what it was.
It
There
was also
another
in
like
Patrice's
half
journal.
or
Yeah, went kayaking here every hour of our vacation. Quincy had you hoarse, unduly, overly loud, huh?
Where was that?
That was also in this book. On the inside cover.
Was that a journal entry I put that in, or?
I copied it into my notes. I don't know if there was a journal entry for it too, but I will.
There
copy
is.
it.
It's here.
Oh yeah, I thought so. I thought it was.
Okay, I'm gonna put that in there.
It's gonna be one of those things where like the answer is gonna be like 13 or something, and we'll never get it because riddles.
There's a great TikTok video I saw where it had the guy and like my players. Your encounters suck. They're way too easy. And he like looks at the camera and he holds up a book and it's puzzles for 3rd graders. It's like throws it like take that.
My all-time favorite like thing like that is the like over explaining a door or the countdown over the door. And when you push the button, the countdown restarts, and that party's just sitting there in this room, keep pushing the button, but really they just have to wait for the timer to go to 0 for the door to open. It's just so great.
Oh no, it's gonna hit 0. Press the button.
Yeah, we have figured it out.
What if you press the button a certain number of times?
That was like the Tomb of Annihilation trap.
Yes, it was.
But if you push the button, it was not so good.
No.
Well, yeah, but that's what everybody's expecting is the button equals bad.
Yeah. Are you typing in the party journal? Someone's typing in the party.
I am not. I don't know who is.
I'm not
I
typing anything.
don't believe I am.
All right, let me
Alright,
try.
I had it open, but then I closed it.
Oh, maybe that's it. Okay. Oh, it doesn't want me to type.
Okay.
Bob, I already had you made the investigation roll. I'm not gonna have you make another one. So as they're working on the journal and like looking through it, investigating, you start pouring through the new information, and like he's like he got like 10 years of info you don't care about, or 9 years of info, so you just like wind up. It's easy to like cut through that shit and push it aside.
Mhm.
And then you start cross comparing things, and after like 2 hours, you notice that there is definitely a discrepancy in the books. Like it wasn't just like you're like you start looking at it, and it after cross referencing with Justice's help, you guys by the time you guys are done, you're both like kind of covered in ink because you've been like messing with stuff and making notes on papers, and there is definitely some shady ass bookkeeping on the part of the Dubois estate.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is no like at first like you could tell like the fact that it came up like somebody just like dipped a little bit too much. Like they just took a little bit too much. If they had kept it even, like you looked at, they hit it very cleverly in the margins. They just kind of like 1% here, 2% here, just a little bit here and there. But over time, it actually wound up to being a substantial amount of money. But it's just if they had it, but like there was just like one date where they just took too much, and you're like, oh yeah, they fucked up. They got greedy. But there's definitely a discrepancy.
So, I mean, to the tune of what kind of tune are we talking?
Over the course of like you start backtracking once you find it, and over the course of like 3 years, we're talking like probably like I don't know, 7 or 8,000 gold pieces.
Wow.
Not chump change by any means.
I mean, not unless you're Al.
Not unless you're Al. And that's just the discrepancy you caught. Like that, there could be a deeper game here, but it would take a team of accountants more time than you've got.
Yeah.
What's the standard procedure for this sort of information?
Well, I mean, the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to pull out my W-2 form and write a memo back because we've got enough information right now to be damning on the Dubois family.
Yeah, I mean, like, is it a fine that he can pay and clear himself, or is it like you're coming with us no matter what?
Well, considering we have evidence that he may have taken part in foul play beyond the financial bookkeeping issues, I think probably
Wait, do we have evidence that that he's?
we have not, maybe we don't have the evidence yet, but we have suspicion. Reason to be suspicious.
You have evidence of dirty dealing by his company, for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we have some relatively believable implication that I guess I'll share that I haven't mentioned that yet. I'll say, well, Myrna Reeds did say that Patrice got on the wrong side of Carter Dubois, so it's possible that he knows more about Patrice's disappearance than he initially let on. Patrice said something about him going down the river, and I keep puzzling over that because of the other river note in Patrice's journal. But
Al,
yeah,
you know this because you lived in Andonin for a while. Going down the river is an Andonin idiom for getting murdered.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you send somebody down the river, that's
yeah. That's mob talk, Sleeping with the fishes. Right.
Okay. So next question.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to bring in Mr. Dubois tonight or tomorrow?
Well, let's send in our report and see what the recommendation is from Germain Leclerc and folks.
Careful if we have reason to suspect that when Patrice maybe stumbled upon these discrepancies, that's why Patrice is now missing.
As
have
a question of out of character, remind me if it's something that we found out. Did Patrice get this information from Twigs, like the government side of the paperwork?
I don't know if we found that out. Steve, did we find that out?
Found out what? I'm sorry.
Whether Twig gave Patrice the same info?
It looks like no. It looked like Patrice had requested it
And hadn't gotten it yet.
and hadn't gotten it yet before his
untimely disappearance.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it seems like
I think Patrice I think Twigs is probably in a bit of gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, I think it's still fairly early in the evening, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for two reasons we should go pay Twigs a visit tonight.
Twigs is right there drinking his tea still, isn't he?
No,
Oh,
it's
is
been
it?
a couple hours.
Oh, okay. It's been a couple hours since then. Gotcha.
Maybe we can request that Twigs let us into the sheriff's house. We can poke around there.
Hold on, I'm gonna sneeze. I think. Sorry.
Let me finish
Thank you.
updating Germain Leclerc really quickly.
I think we should go pay Twigs a visit for two reasons. One, just to give him the heads up that he could be in danger from what we know or what was portrayed to us about Patrice and Mr. Dubois. And two, that we are probably, if not certainly, going to need access to whatever sort of jail he has in the sheriff. I'm assuming there's some sort of like holding drunk tank, sort of old Western type of cell situation.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably very similar to that, actually.
All right. So Yvonne uses the W2 form to send the following message. Alan Nave, okay. Cured of Varguil rot. Discrepancy in books, Carter Dubois' books, confirmed to the tune of 7,000 to 8,000 gold pieces. Will be. Is there a post in town, Steve?
Yeah, we'll say there is.
Okay, so then I'll say mailing copies of confirming evidence from the books to the main office. Continued investigation search for Patrice Jacobs. Seems he ran afoul of Carter Dubois.
Okay. Shortly after the ink dries on that message, you get a response back. Interrogate Carter Dubois immediately.
That answers that question.
Yep. All right. So I think we need to check in with Twigs first, and then we go to the Dubois residence and escort us one half orc to said jail cell. Wait, Dubois is a half orc or just his wife?
Dubois is an orc, and his wife is a dragonborn, and his daughter is an orc.
Right. Okay.
No half orcs.
No, he's full orc.
He's full orc.
Full
Isn't he?
Carter Dubois. Yeah. I don't think it says ever specified if he was full or half.
No.
He's orky for sure.
He's
I
orky.
just assumed, and I know that things have changed a little bit, that those half orcs and not full orcs that were kind of civilized, as it were.
as it were. Yeah, we'll say that he's half orc, just because.
Okay.
Yeah.
Easy.
He's orky enough.
Yeah.
He's green and tusky.
And I think to just remind everybody that we know that Dubois is dangerous, and to be on your guard when we go to apprehend him.
Yep. Well, we've got our orders. Let's get to it. Is Twigs? Twigs probably in his house, and we don't know where the hell Twigs lives. So that's gonna have to wait till tomorrow, I guess.
Well, but we still need to bring Mr. Dubois somewhere, right?
And you
So,
also know that Twig is in charge of the Night's Watch, so
yeah.
he's probably on duty tonight. You just
Oh, okay.
aren't sure where exactly he is.
I would imagine there's got to be somebody at the sheriff's office.
I mean, even if we see a member of the Night Watch, just
Yeah.
ask, "Where's your commanding officer? Where's
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, so you
Deputy
guys
Spade?"
are. All right, so before we go any further, it is 8 o'clock my time, which means it's 11 o'clock East Coast time. Is this a good place to stop for now? Or are you guys getting tired?
How tired is Grace? Because I have a late start tomorrow.
I napped today, so
Right.
I'm okay. But
Yeah,
but we also want to
success.
think about when the next likely good, convenient stopping place is going to be.
Push
I don't
on
know.
through.
I guess
All right.
theoretically it could be right before we go to Dubois, but
Right.
that shouldn't be that much longer. For now.
Let's take a 5-minute break because
Okay.
I gotta go potty, and then we'll continue for a little bit longer.
Okay.
Sounds good.
We are back. All right, so you guys are going to go find Twig. I'm just going to make that easy. I'm going to say that it takes you like 45 minutes to find him because he's tromping around, but you ask people. And what exactly were you asking him? When he sees you guys approach, you could tell he goes like, "Oh, for the love of God!"
I think I'm gonna let him know that there is a slight chance that and it shouldn't have, but if any information has somehow leaked about our investigation, that Twigs could be in a little bit of danger,
What?
but that we also need access to his jail cell because we need to bring Mr. Dubois in for further questioning in
Wait,
a more formal setting.
so wait, so not only are you putting me in danger, but you're going to arrest one of the foremost citizens of the town. That's what I'm getting, and you want to use my cell to put Carter Dubois, the 6'5" spellcasting orc.
Mhm.
You know
I
what?
mean,
What the hell?
when a
Go for it.
6'5" spellcasting orc commits tax evasion to the tune of 8,000 gold pieces, they have to go into the cell for a little bit and answer some questions. So, yes.
We
Perfect,
will
thank
not leave you alone with him. We will.
He's like, "Oh no, you don't understand." He tosses you the keys.
That
Nuh-uh.
is
Not my problem. Not my keys, not my problem.
Not my keys, not my problem.
not my chair, not my problem.
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm not the sheriff. You can talk to the sheriff about it. If he asks you where you got those keys, say Twigs gave it to you, and good luck,
I guess
fellas."
we probably should check in with the sheriff as well.
Oh, no, it's fine. Don't
Even
worry
though
about that. Just,
even though Twigs really is the one running the
Yeah,
law
we
enforcement.
outrank the sheriff here. It's fine.
Did you ever find the sheriff?
I haven't heard from him. He said he was going fishing today.
Fishing, huh?
All right. Well, we're
By
gonna
the
be doing
river?
some.
Of course, where else would it be?
Mhm.
Well, I mean, you could fish a lake. You could fish an ocean.
There's no ocean around here, man. The ocean's miles. Like it's past. It's Anodin's not even at the
Thanks.
ocean.
Twigs,
Thanks for
can
your
I
help, Twigs. We got orders. Let's go.
I have one more question for Twigs. Just one more.
What?
What was the relationship between Mr. Dubois and the sheriff?
They knew each other. I mean, everybody knows each other. It's not a big town.
Did they ever meet casually in other settings?
I don't know. I'm not their chaperone.
Okay. Well, I just figured you'd be the number 2 man in town. You know where the sheriff would be going every here and there, and what's there?
Look.
Where's the sheriff? Where's the sheriff, Twigs?
Why are you getting so hostile?
But you've been very helpful, and I take.
Al, you want to roll in some intimidation there?
Oh my god. As Nave
Oh my
drags him away.
god. I don't know where the sheriff is. He said he was going fishing.
Fishing, huh? Does he go fishing a lot?
Sometimes.
I start pulling.
Thanks, Twigs. Sorry about Al.
Yeah, I start pulling.
His
Al
new
away.
lease on life is causing some problems.
Al,
All right, let's go.
we need to.
Save that energy for
Yeah,
Carter.
we need to discuss how bad cop, good cop works a little bit better here.
I like the transition from good cop to bad cop. That was pretty good, though.
It was.
Where is he? He goes fishing a lot. Where does he go? Where is he, Twig? Oh shit! The tone changed. All right, so where are you guys going now?
The Dubois estate.
Okay.
Just to be clear, I have I did before, but I have redonned my armor and.
Yes, you are
Oh, yeah,
strapped.
Just to be clear, has my mage armor run out?
Well, it's been how long does the wage armor last?
Probably 8 hours.
Then yes, it has run out.
I cast mage armor.
Very good.
I will do it on the road to the manor where there are no people around because this could recharge my my tides of chaos. Yeah.
So reading your the wild mage thing is super funny because it's like basically it's like the DM at any time can make you roll on the wild mage table whenever you cast a spell.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, but if you use your Tides of Chaos, that means that the DM can do it. I'm like, the DM can already do it in the rules. Like, it doesn't add, it just means that once per whatever rest, you get an automatic advantage. It's just, I think that, like, the rules are kind of sloppy there, but it's...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's meant to imply that, like, if I don't have Tides of Chaos, then casting a spell means that you have just complete disposal to be like, and it happens now.
Yeah, well, according to the rules, I have that dispensation anyway. It's just like, because it
So I
says...
guess if you have me do it, I get Tides of Chaos back. I'll take it.
That's not how but it's not how it works. It's just that occasionally...
It does say they may, you're right.
Yeah.
Your DM can have you do it. It's like,
Yeah.
well, no, I'll just...
Yeah, I can literally ask you to, whenever you cast a spell, I can make your roll on the table if I feel like it. And then occasionally you can get advantage on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just wild mages.
Yeah, look at that. Once we did, it's the same wording exactly. That is super weird. But anyway, would you like me to roll on the thing?
No, you haven't cast a spell yet.
I'm casting Mage Armor. It's a first level spell.
Oh, no, that's no fun. All right, so...
Okay.
You guys head to the Carter Dubois estate. I'm sorry, who has the highest passive perception here? I think it's Justice.
Justice. I think her passive perception
Justice
like
was
18.
16 and myself was 14.
Yeah.
I was curious. Perception on this looks like it's 18. Unless expertise doesn't increase your passive perception.
Her passive perception is 18.
Oh, perception. We were talking about insight.
We were talking about
Oh, we were
Earlier
talking
was
about
insight.
Yeah, before.
Yeah,
so.
sorry. Mine's 12 for perception, not 14. My insight's 14.
So
mine's
the map isn't super good over by the Dubois estate, and I apologize about that. But it's actually pretty like well gardened and forested. Like, it looks like Mr. Dubois spent a lot of money having plants installed to make it look kind of like a...
Wait, everyone else is still looking at the in map, right?
Oh,
That's
you're
not
right.
just-
Sorry. I didn't activate
Okay.
the other one. Well, if you're going to make me do my job, I don't know what you expect of me.
Whoa, Steve. When you say job, it makes it sound like we're paying you.
No. So the island of the estate, up here is actually, it's very gardened and manicured. There's a lot of trees. It's a beautiful place.
Well, yeah,
So-
of course it is. He's scammed $8,000 over the last year.
3 years.
So
Was 3
Still.
years, right?
Justice, as everybody else is walking in there, all the gentlemen are discussing, the best course of action, like how we're gonna do this, how we're gonna do that. And as they're all talking over each other, trying to come up with the best plan, you hear whispering from the garden.
Can I hear what the whispering is saying? Or who it is?
You hear, well, the voice you hear is Ava, Carter Dubois' daughter, who is saying, like, no, I can't just leave. And you hear another voice say, darling, but of course you can. We could leave tonight.
Ooh. Conflicted, because
One of Justice's romance.
meddling is rude. But I also think she needs to go. But would it be really impolite for me to tell everybody when this is kind of her private business? Eavesdropping isn't very polite, or kind, or good.
Eavesdropping is one thing. I think outing her in front of everybody, though, that might be.
She needs out of this house, though. Alright. I'm just not gonna say anything yet.
Did you at least identify who the person she was talking to was? Because that might be useful.
I mean, I've heard his voice now, but
But yeah, you can't
probably the
see them. You
friend
can
she
only.
was talking about earlier, if I were to use my clever deduction skills.
All right, so you're gonna you're just gonna let it go by and continue on towards the manor.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys reach the estate. There's a lights on at the front. It looks like Carter Dubois, sparing no expense as per usual, has a couple of like lanterns lit out front, but Yvonne, you can tell he has paid money to have continual flame cast.
Very nice.
That costs that much.
It doesn't, but you know, it's still extra.
And actually, it does cost quite a bit. Like, obviously not for Al, but
yeah, he's taken to being new money really well.
yeah, you say that next time you see him, he's going to spend every item of clothing is going to be wearing sunglasses, and everything's going to have continual flame cast on it. It's going to look like a disco threw up all over Al. Never let Al meet Uressa Greyhoof.
Bad idea.
Yeah, that's true.
I got this rock that protects me from tigers.
How much?
1,000 gold pieces, and it's yours.
Oh, it's so worth it. You never know when you're gonna get attacked by tigers.
You never know. The best thing would be if you guys did get attacked by tigers,
And the rock worked.
and the rock worked.
Yeah, that would be excellent.
Tigers.
What was the jungle game that Casey ran?
Tomb of Annihilation.
Yeah, I feel like there was tigers in that game.
I don't know if there were tigers.
Well, there should have been tigers.
There should have been. Casey, where were the tigers?
Casey, you failure.
One
How was
job.
No.
We would have seen the tigers, except for you didn't realize you were carrying one of the tiger protective rocks.
Shit, she's right.
Mhm.
She's right.
Mhm.
You just didn't realize it.
Big brain.
It was one of your trinkets that you got.
Mhm.
Which one? You gotta figure it out.
It wasn't mine. I threw mine
Wasn't
away in
mine.
the first game.
Mine was a hat, so it wasn't mine. Anyway,
I stole that
Might have
hat.
been sewn into the lining of your hat. You never know.
Well, he's in trouble now because Dortoka stole that hat.
that's right. That's right.
Okay. So you get to the front door of the manor.
Knock, 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 knock.
All right, at this point, it's dark, you know,
What's
but it's
our-
not super late. There's lights on in the windows.
What's our tactic? We didn't actually make a plan. We just said we were making a plan.
We're gonna have
We
him.
should still hope that, or
we trying peacefully and quietly, or we gonna
Yeah.
do this?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
I think if we come in aggressive, there's 100% going to be a fight. But if we come in,
Yeah.
we should be prepared to have to fight, but that we should go with the expectations that Mr. Dubois, being the supposedly upstanding citizen that he is, would come in to
Exactly.
attempt
We're going to invite him to an interrogation.
It's interrogation is a strong word. We
We're
give
going
him
to
the
invite
chance
him to
defend
aid.
himself.
We're going to invite him to aid our investigation further.
Yeah, help him explain
There you go.
some things.
All right. So who's knocking on the door?
Yvonne.
Okay.
And when your little hands try to make a big sound, then I help you out and I actually knock on the door.
Little hands.
Okay. So knock, knock. Boom, boom, boom. And once again, that kind of older servant opens the doors. Oh, can I help? And then once again, the green hand like on the face shove. Well, good evening to you. I did not expect to see you so soon. Come on in.
Oh, we would love to, but instead, for today, we would like to invite you to aid in our investigation.
Well, isn't that what I just said?
We would like to ask you to aid our investigation in the sheriff's office.
Oh. Well, that's a different matter entirely. And he flicks his finger and the light, the flame burns blue and he lights a cigarette. I'm assuming by the demeanor which I see you presented in front of my door that the books that I handed you earlier were not to your satisfaction.
They were not.
Well, I'm as shocked as you are, I guarantee, but if it would it'd be more comfortable for you in the lounge, but if it would make you more comfortable for me to come with you to the, you say the sheriff's office? Sheriff Bones? Well, then I'd be more than happy to oblige you. One moment, let me tell my wife. Daggett, God damn it, woman! You sneak up on a soul so. Daggett is standing there, like, right behind him. What did you do? Woman, I did not. You just keep an eye on our daughter while I'm helping these fine gentlemen. She is not my daughter, she is your daughter. Just watch after the goddamn house. Can you do that? And don't touch none of my things. Do not put my first wife's portrait in the fireplace again. I am warning you. Is that alright if I bring my cigarettes?
Please.
Very well. Would any of you like a cigarette?
No, thank you.
Maybe later.
Very good. I know that it is usually customary to bind a suspect's hands.
That won't be necessary.
Much obliged. I appreciate the dignity of your station. You have a certain je ne sais quoi, as they say in some parts of the world, that I truly appreciate. This young man doesn't know what that means. I'm gonna be honest, I don't either. And he elbows you, kind of strictly, a little bit harder than strictly is necessary. Like, well, lead the way, gentlemen. And ladies, of course. I don't mean to. She's giving me a. He kind of leans over to Yvonne. She's giving me a real sketchy eye. I'll do something inappropriate.
Sorry, who'd you lean
Well,
to
Yvonne, he says, you, not specifically, right at this exact moment, but
I am going to. I'm assuming Yvonne, you're going to kind of like walk parallel to Mr. Dubois.
yeah.
And I will bring up the rear.
All right.
Doggy style.
Hand on hilt and all that.
So as you're walking, Mr. Dubois walks up, like he like realizes that Al's there, and he kind of like skips ahead and like pats him on the shoulder, like, "Well, I have you here."
Oh.
I seem to recall that you said you were an unmarried gentleman. Is that so?
Well, yes, sir, that's correct.
My word, boy, but you're a strapping young man, an officer of the law. You would think that women would be tripping over themselves for a catch of this caliber.
Oh, well, you're too kind, sir, but been very busy with work, you know.
Oh, I understand entirely. It is difficult to find a wife when one is married to one's work.
That and you know, my mother and her approval was needed.
Oh.
So,
Trust me, I know all about overbearing mothers. My mother once threw me to the wolves. Literally. She literally threw me to a pack of wolves. And she said, if you're not man enough to eat them wolves, you're not man enough to be my son.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, those wolves tasted delicious. I'm just kidding. I didn't eat all of them. I was a youngin'. But anyway.
Oh, we're moving, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We are, yeah.
But, you know, suppose you found the right woman. You know, a woman of wealth and bearing, intelligent, beautiful, of course. You know, if you were to find such a woman, would you be adverse to perhaps, you know?
Perhaps what, sir? What?
I'm just, you know, speculating here. If you were to find a beautiful young woman who was mindful of your needs and intelligent, could keep a household and blast your enemies to cinders, you know, you would be interested. You would obviously be interested in that.
Well, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming it's a lady that you're interested in. Don't. You know, if you're not, then say no more.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think so.
Wonderful. Well,
Yeah.
I happen to know a young woman who meets just those criteria.
Oh.
And if you would do me the honor of allowing me to make the introductions, I believe you would be exceptionally happy. And you make her happy too. She's always said she's looking for a strong man. Sensitive, intelligent, and
Who's
wealthy.
that?
I'm talking about you, son.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you.
Look at that. This noble brow. This adherence to the law. A servant of the queen. God bless her.
But I mean, that'd be great. I mean, we'd have to take her to Mother, of course.
Of course, all things in due time. But I'll tell you something, my son. You can't let your mother tell you what to do forever.
Well, you can until she dies, but yeah.
That's exactly my point. Let's continue on. I can't wait to have further discussion about these tax implications.
Wait, out of character, Casey, I don't know if I'm remembering this right, but your mother is actually like a white dragon.
No. Just
Oh,
a
okay.
dragon.
Okay, just a dragonborn. I couldn't remember if that was...
No, the dragon thing is like the ancestry.
Okay, got it.
And so
Okay.
there's a lot of dragonisms that I kind of like in cultural.
Yeah,
So
I got
like,
you. Okay.
the brood mother is the one that controls the family. That's
Okay,
what I'm kind of
cool.
going with. Yeah.
I dig it.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening in Steve's house, but I
don't know. There's some
curious
arguing.
about it.
Sorry, my daughter got all excited about new Pokemon starters. She's like, the new grass type Pokemon's the coolest one. I was like, I don't believe you. And she's like, no, it's true. Except the other one's a duck. The water type's a duck. I'm like, how is that? That's way cooler than a cat. What a duck.
I've heard the new Pokemon game is pretty good.
That's what I hear.
Looks like Gwyn is right. Grass is the best.
Oh my god.
Because I can tell you that Sword and Shield was mediocre at best.
That's the one I played, and gonna agree with you.
Oh,
I thought it was pretty mediocre.
I beat it, but like the last few hours of playing that game was like
I didn't even get that far.
I played via spite, just to be like, I have to finish this stupid game, just to say I beat it, and then I'm never playing it again.
Okay, so I mean, I get it. The cat is super cute, but I dig the duck with the perm.
Yeah.
Got a fun little derpy look to it.
Yeah.
Well, what is its evolutions though? Because the fire type is awful. He's just
The little derpy alligator look.
Yeah, it's kind of a derpy thing.
Okay.
I like that we
okay,
just
hold
stopped
on.
playing D&D to talk about Pokemon.
I think we do have to give some credit to the final form of the duck. Honestly, all three of them are pretty good, but the duck, the water and the grass are definitely better.
I'm trying to find. I found like fan art. I think. Oh wait, I think I found
it's that this game though. The game that has these Pokemon is out, right?
Pokemon Violet and Scarlet.
Yeah.
It says Switch November 18th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not out yet. Everything is fan art, I think. That's not the same thing. That's
Fire Croc. Is
Oh, I see what. According.
Gonna just show me a pig Pokemon that's gonna be in that game, and I love that Pokemon already.
Yeah, I just saw the pig one. I was like,
Yeah.
that's the first one.
That's it's Peachon from Ranma 1/2. I mean, what's not to love?
There's a
Just to see if everybody else. I'll put this in Wednesday night nonsense. See if everybody else. Oh, you've already posted. You posted those.
He posted the starters.
Yeah,
the evolutions. Looks like everything I'm finding is fan art.
Yeah, I guess this isn't.
That's a
I
rumor.
posted one with final evolution, supposedly.
Yeah, I found.
Yeah,
here's
that's the fan art one. That's the one I was looking at too.
yeah,
Okay.
there's a lot of fan
And
art,
that-
but it's not out yet, so nobody knows what it's
Okay.
gonna look like.
I will say the fan art is correct. The final evolution, or even close to correct, the final evolution of the duck is pretty rad.
Yeah, super cool.
Don't love the final evolution of the cat.
But these aren't real yet. These are just fan art.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, these are just
we
fan
don't
arts.
know.
Anyway, God damn it, we're getting off topic here.
Yeah, we can't do our
And this
nerdy
is why
things if we're busy
D&D
doing other nerdy
always
things.
evolves into politics.
Or does it evolve into
And we all know that the
politics?
fire starter's a fascist. So, all right. So, So you guys lead Carter Dubois to the sheriff's office.
Okay.
You open the cell. Are you gonna put him in a cell?
I mean, we're gonna put them in if they don't have an interrogation room.
They do not.
Oh, well,
And yeah,
I guess so.
All right. Are you? So he. It's like hardly the most hospitable, but I suppose. And he walks in. He sits down at the bunk and kind of wiggles his butt on it. So.
It was really nice that Sheriff let us use his office. I just want to see if he has a reaction.
Nah.
Ah, dang. Okay.
He grabs one of the bars and like rattles it. I should make a donation to the local law enforcement.
Well, that may be as such, but as it stands, we've got about, and then I'll give him the approximate gold disparity and pull out the evidence on it and just say, this is, you can see why this would be a problem for us, right?
That's quite a sum. May I see those papers?
You may.
I agree, kinda. And he takes the papers and he starts flipping through them. Like, I don't suppose y'all have. No, of course you don't. Why would you? Is it alright if I make my mark on these papers? I understand these are legal documents now. Hold
Those
on.
are copies. Those are copies, so
Oh.
feel free.
Perfect. And he takes his fingers and starts like doing math. He's like double checking your math, basically.
Mhm.
And he's like, and he comes up. He gets to the number. You see him write the same number out. It's like 1 second. My children are yelling at each other.
Yeah. Dad mode.
I wonder if they're fighting about which is the better starting Pokemon.
Serious business.
It is. It's important stuff.
Sorry, I had, to
Important
yell,
stuff.
I had to yell at my children.
Was
Yep.
it an argument over what was the better starting Pokemon?
It was not, unfortunately. That's easy. I could just make a carte blanche statement, and it's true throughout my household because I am respected and
But what
feared.
if you just said it's clearly the derpy alligator,
I would
and then
probably
everybody just got, and then everybody got mad at you instead?
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Also, I would have got my ass beat. So, Mr. Dubois, yeah, he gets to like the final ledger number, and he writes the number out, and it's the same number. He goes, "That duplicitous little bitch."
Who's that now?
I assume you can account for this somehow?
He goes, can I account for it? No. Can I explain it? Possibly. You see, I don't do my own bookkeeping, you understand. I have people for that. Well, I have a person for that.
And who might that person be?
Her name is Sam. She's a wonderful half-elven woman. I thought until approximately 30 seconds ago. Now I'm starting to have suspicions. I do wish she's been stealing from me. And by
How did
proxy, from you.
How did Sam come to be in your services?
I hired her. She came very well recommended from Andonin.
Okay.
And in it, I scoff and look at.
Well,
Did Patrice interview this Sam person?
I do not recall. I don't believe so. He asked about my books, and I told him, as I told you, that I would do my best to assist him in his investigation. Unfortunately, I never did see him again. You don't think that Sam had anything to do with his disappearance?
Where can we find this Sam?
Well, to my recollection, she does have a home in Southside. Now that I think about it, I have not seen her for several days. Unfortunately, I do not have her address as such. All the information is at my house. Which, by the way, I would remind you, I recommended you did this interrogation there. But as it was, I don't recall exactly, but I'm sure that her neighbors will be able to identify her place of residence without much difficulty. And you being such exemplary investigators, should be a matter of minutes, no doubt.
Well, I would say for the time being, that is all. Whether Sam is responsible for this or not, the current chip falls to you, so we will go do our best to locate this individual, but I'm not sure. Well, let's hope we can find the answers we need there.
Oh, well,
Appreciate your time, Mr. Dubois.
Well, I would be lying if I said that I was overjoyed at my current accommodation. I could have easily done house arrest, but you are the law in this situation, and I respect your position, as it were. I do hope you find the woman, or I do.
Well, you could identify her fairly easily, could you not?
Oh, I certainly can. And if you bring her to me, I guarantee that I'll identify her right before I disintegrate her ass. Nobody steals from Cotton du Bois. Nobody.
Well, we can't have you incinerating or disintegrating her, because if she's responsible, we need to find out what, if anything, she did to Patrice. So if you can swear
Patrice? She stole money from me, son. That is theft.
Mr. Dubois, there is an order to this process, and if you interfere with it, you're putting yourself on the wrong side of the process.
How could
If
I
you wanna-
possibly interfere? I'm in a cage.
What I was attempting to say was you would be welcome to come along with us, since you are the only one here who can identify this woman, provided that you will not incinerate or disintegrate her before we can arrest her and get to the bottom of what this issue is. Plus, it removes the issue of the cage that you referenced.
I swear on my mother's grave that I will neither incinerate nor disintegrate Sam.
Can you just add on that you will not harm her until our investigation
Oh
is
my
complete?
god, with all these rules. How long is your investigation going? Here's a question for you.
They're given, I think what Yvonne is trying to say is that given your standing within this community, if you can help us find this woman, we can remand you to house arrest until the issue is resolved. But as part of that, you would need to remain at home and not attempt to attack or interrupt the rest of our investigation.
So Nate, he sees you and he's like, you can tell he's thinking. Roll me persuasion.
All right.
Your best skill, Nave.
His best skill.
Why in this game of all fucking games am I the one doing all the persuasion rolls?
I mean, you're not
Because
doing all the
Because you're the
persuasion
one
roll,
who's
not
doing a
funny.
lot of the talking.
Which is
you're-
weird because that's not me either.
I
But
know,
it
but
works.
No,
Not like that.
he's like, very well then. He stands
right.
up and he holds his hand out to you, Nave.
like to shake it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'll shake his hand.
All right. You feel the strength of his hand,
Mm-hmm.
but he doesn't like crush your hand or anything stupid. He just like gives you a
Yeah.
solid handshake.
I guess do I believe he's sincere?
Roll me insight.
Ooh. This I am good at. But not when I roll
Not
like
like
that.
Seems pretty sincere. Yeah.
Alright. I'll take it.
Justice, you know that he's kind of sincere. You don't trust this guy any further than you can throw him, and he's a big man. But you know that you get the feeling that he's going to hold to his word exactly as long as it suits him. And no further. There's that old saying, nobody got rich by being nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Mr. Dubois, everybody.
Take that, Jeff Bezos, our only watcher of the stream, in your face.
Oh, looks like Logan's watching now. He says, what the fuck, stay-at-home orders in D&D as well?
That's right,
That's right.
Logan.
COVID for everyone.
And we, I
Well,
guess,
it's not
are
COVID.
going
It's
to
not
Southside
COVID in this game. It's freaking
down
head
Vampire
popping
heads?
disease.
Yeah, head
Yeah.
popping disease.
here. Yep. Mhm.
I mean, to be fair, okay, here we go. Hashtag politics. Our government would react to a head popping disease about the same way it did to COVID. So
That is literally true. Literally true.
To be also fair, we're a party of lawful characters, and this business is 8,000 gold pieces in the books. Really, we should not be worrying about reclaiming that money, because they're a business. We should be giving them a bailout.
well, he is a job provider.
Exactly.
And I think it's important that he has the finances to continue to underpay.
It trickles
people.
down. It trickles
Right,
down.
100%. Yeah, always does. It never doesn't trickle
It never
down.
doesn't trickle down. That's
It
right.
never
All right,
doesn't.
And we are going to Southside now to find Sam.
Well, I think first we have to go back to the Dubois residence and get the address.
We just it said Southside.
We don't
But he
have
didn't
that.
know
You
off
know,
the top of his head what the actual house was or whatever.
only
But he
11.
had that information back in.
Oh, okay.
If
Well,
only
he
you
that-
had a loud-mouthed cleric whose specialty was waking people up to get information.
Which we do.
Yeah, but
Also,
I
I do like the meme of the thaumaturgy yelling. So
I do love it, but also I think in the high probability that this person just starts running,
running. Yeah. All right.
we
Fair.
probably want to
fair.
be closer than just this relative shouting
Fair,
distance of
fair
super-
enough. We will escort Carter Dubois back to his house and get the address from him.
Okay. So most of the walk back to the manor, Carter actually walks next to Justice.
Hmm.
He said, I apologize if my manner has offended you in any way. It is not my intention to upset you, you understand. My manner is often considered brusque on account of my upbringing. My mother was a difficult woman, and my father was non-existent on account of my mother murdering him when I was a baby. So as you can understand, I've tried to raise my daughter in such a way that precludes such vulgarity in her life. Her mother, God rest her, was a powerful woman. And I only wish that she could have been there to be a stronger role model. Of course, my second wife, Dagatha, is also a fine woman, a strong woman, scary as hell, I don't mind saying. She has a way of sneaking up on a man when he's least expecting it. Anyway, I apologize if my manner has offended you. I find myself running out of words. I find your stony silence to be quite intimidating. One second. My daughter is currently staring at me. She's wearing a pineapple hat, and I'm kind of a little concerned about... There it is. All right.
All right.
I'll wear the pineapple hat.
All right.
So it goes. One moment, please.
A lot of gesturing. Grace is falling asleep.
Yes, she is.
Is she losing
She is.
consciousness?
She's drifting.
It
You're
is
both playing very
actually-
well, actually.
That being said, I do have to work
Okay, that's fine.
early-ish tomorrow. So maybe if this is a decent stopping point, this would be a good stopping point.
You know, this is a perfectly fine stopping point. Okay,
Okay.
everybody. Let's go to clocks. Unwanted attention did not come up this game. I'm keeping it in my back pocket for when it's least convenient for you. Logan says, I just got here. Well, tough shit, Logan. This stream started
3 hours ago.
Exactly.
Yep.
Or
Tune in
something.
earlier. We've got some East Coast people.
Log in on Sunday at
What?
5:30ish. 5:36, where Bob's running his game, where he's quickly trying to pawn it off on Casey as quickly as he can.
Oh, it's really easy. It'll be fine. Casey, we got it. We should talk.
Are we just gonna switch all same characters going into Tolos? Or at least,
Let me play Tom and Tullis.
yeah. Because look, I will continue to play Blinky forever.
I'm ready with the setup if that's the way you want to go, Casey. I've got like a clutch setup for that. So anyway.
And Sereth wakes up. That's all it takes. He wakes up in the ghostly minstrel. All right. Does anybody have any clocks they want to start, or any clocks they would like to improve?
I'm going to put one more into an unexpected lead.
You
because
absolutely
we could use
are.
the help.
You guys are doing just fine.
I don't have inspiration, so at least I don't think. No. Where is it? Where is it kept on these character sheets? I don't think I do.
Alright, does anybody want to start any clocks?
I don't have anything solid yet.
I
Restart.
have a one that could be fun, but it's not good.
What is it?
I'm giving bad ideas to Steve here.
That's still fun.
Yeah, that Justice's mom makes some werewolves with the blood.
Ooh, I like that clock. Hold on.
Yeah, that's a good clock.
I kind of assumed it was something that might already have been in the works. Or she
Obviously,
does
it was gonna
something. She does some. Maybe she doesn't like make because I don't know if she would. I mean, I don't know, Steve. You know the character better, but she does something nefarious with the blood that causes.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, yeah.
I like voodoo dolls as an option.
Ah, woo! Nice.
Werewolves of MILLWATER.
Because I would need to eliminate said werewolves as part of my.
Of course. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna make me she calls it an octopus, but it's definitely a
It's-
mind flayer.
It's definitely a squid.
Yeah, it's actually, it looks like one of the, yeah, whatever the brain leg things that the mind flayers make are.
So the joke is that it
It's
floats
just-
around going
It's just Cthulhu's head.
right, and then it tries to eat people's brains, and the kids always go away, and he goes,
Oh, you know what it is? It's those floating jellyfish in Casey's game that we just completely ignored
completely
after one
blew
roll.
off, right?
Yeah, it's that.
Yeah, then the joke is that it flies up to me, and it
I
goes,
just blew up.
and then it goes click, 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 but it's hollow, and it goes, and it flies away.
What was that, Casey?
I was just saying. I was just thinking about that game this morning where I was like, I'm gonna have these cool alien things. It'd be really weird. And everyone's like, all right then. I was like,
We made one roll to avoid the tentacles,
that was
and
the
they just
beginning of
never,
the
and they also just never came up again. We were just like, yeah, we just avoid them.
Casey, the
What?
beginning of the end is when we knocked your big bad off the boat, and he got eaten by sharks. Actually, the beginning of the end was when I threw the MacGuffin into the ocean.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
2 minutes later, we murdered your big bad with sharks. That whole game was a fuckfest. And then Kyle was like, "Whatever, nerds," and he jumped on a dragon and flew away. It was
That's
like
awesome.
that was one of the strangest games I've
Yeah.
ever played in my life, and it was great. I loved it.
That all happened in the same session too. I think.
It did.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
that session was chaos.
Yeah.
Weird.
But yeah, when the
I like
evil
the fact that I
cleric-
jumped onto a baby dragon and just rode off into the night was the least weird thing that happened in that game session.
pretty much. Yeah. When Casey's like, "I am the big bad. I have revealed myself." Hold person. Kyle charges, knocks him into shark-infested water. He is eaten. And Casey's just like, "What the fuck just happened?" Stupid D&D. All right, cool.
That's
Well,
that's the second most upset I've ever seen Casey.
Oh, wait, what was the first? Because you weren't there for that game, so I'm curious what yours is.
Diplomacy.
oh, he was pretty.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't even mad at diplomacy. He was just like, it was kind of a resigned.
It was like a mix of. It was a mix of like heartbroken and mad.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I broke
see.
his soul. I betrayed his trust.
Oh.
So
Oh well. So then this is different then, because the angriest I've ever seen Casey was in the D&D game that Steve ran, where he was a rogue, and DJ was a DJ.
monk.
Oh,
He was a monk.
that had one of the monk poisons that, and he had the boon.
I
that
wouldn't.
he
No,
had
I
to
wouldn't let him
donate.
do that. I wouldn't let him do
Oh,
that.
that's right. He wanted to do that, but instead he took a vow of poverty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen Casey turn
I
as
had
red.
to walk outside.
You
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say Casey was mad when we defeated his big bad in one turn. It was frustratingly upset. Like
I
not.
see. That is
like-
a different emotion. That's fair.
Yeah.
He was more like, what the fuck is happening? Like,
Yeah.
just like, what are you
You
guys
could
doing?
tell. You could definitely tell that he had a very big encounter planned, and he was probably expecting to kill one of our characters.
Yeah. There
And
was, like, there was a part-
instead,
like,
instead, all this work that he did, he basically just crumpled up that paper and threw it away in about 12 seconds.
right. So I mean, truth here. I was like, okay, doesn't matter if this guy dies or not. He did die stupidly quick, that was the part where I was like, what the fuck happened? But then when Steve threw the MacGuffin overboard, and I was like, I don't know what to do now.
I will say, as a point of like
That was very
gamemanship and like gaming etiquette, like Steve said that's what happened, but then like caught himself and asked the group.
I did ask
like,
the group.
Could this happen? Because if I do this, like we lose, and I'm just having fun with this character, and I'm pretty sure everybody at the table was like, if this is what your character would do it.
There's one person, Mace did not want to do it. Mace was like,
Okay.
I don't think that's a good thing to do. But everybody else is like, no, you should definitely do it. I'm like, great.
I don't know.
One voice in
I think
dissent's not
this
enough. Whee!
This was the first time I had played D&D with you guys too.
Yeah.
Probably.
I think we did like my first game. I think we did that Star Wars thing.
Yeah, it was like
Played
you were there
Fate.
like one game.
Yeah, and then we went into D&D. So this was like my first session of D&D, and I was like, this is amazing. It is just chaos all the time.
It certainly can be.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for playing. Thanks for running a little bit late. Grace and Bob, I know it's late for you guys. I'll turn off the stream